transcending history and the world. A tale of dudes and souls, eternally retold.
What's up, dudes? Hi, chat. We're back on YouTube too. Hi, hello. Sorry about that last week, chat. We had a little bit of a sponsored thing. Funny enough, that sponsored thing was for Path of Exile 2 and the new update. And dang, I've been thinking about playing more. I was on a like 2 to 3 hour flight, and I'm sitting here going, I wish I had a Steam Deck. I could be playing Path of Exile right now. I wish I had a Steam Deck. Anyway, hi chat. I'm back. I wasn't gone for too long. I literally took one flight up to Seattle and then spent the night and then got up and then did a bunch of stuff and took a flight back. I really didn't get to enjoy a ton of PAX West, but I got to have some pretty cool chats with the people that like run PAX, that like literally run the event. And they were extremely generous and super forthcoming, and they really want to do stuff in the future. So we'll see. We'll see. I would definitely think it would be neat to do something with like the entirety of your video games maybe in the future, but we'll find out. Anyway, my dudes, friggin' PAX West, that Seattle Convention Center, I've been to a lot of conventions, right? That place was gorgeous. Holy shit, dude. That place was gorgeous. Gabe and Tycho? I don't think so. I'm actually not sure if it is them technically. I don't even know what they look like in real life. It might have been, to be real, it might have been. Anyway, yeah, dude, that friggin' Seattle Convention Center, instead of being like really long, like most cons are, it's tall. So it's like huge, wide, like floors that go up like 5 different floors. We were on the like the top floor for the panel for Pragmata, and then the 4th floor for the meet and greet and signing and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like multiple buildings. It's really cool. I was actually quite surprised. I'm like, oh, this is pretty much like E3. But, you know, since it is a public trade show and not specifically a I would say like a journalism focused event, it is crazy. There's just so many people. The Capcom dudes, I was trying to like get people to be like, you should, if you guys get a chance to go play Pragmata. And some of the guys in the line are like, I really want to try to play Pragmata, but the line is 6 hours. And I'm like, oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what happens when you have an event that is completely open to the public and public playable. There's other events that are just like that, chat. And it's Tokyo Game Show. Tokyo Game Show is that way. It's massive, it's huge, but it's just open to everybody, right? So if you want to get in for a line for like Resident Evil, God knows how long that would be because it's Resident Evil. But even Pragmata, which is a relatively like smaller game, even that was like 6+ hours, dude. Whoo! Got to get them industry days in. Triumph, do they have that? Does PAX actually have industry days? Because they were doing that at E3 for like a little while. The first, at E3, what they did is the first 3 hours, they had like industry days, you know? At TGS they do. You don't know about PAX? Gotcha. Yeah, in my, what's it called? In my experience, we would sort of get there as early as possible for that early E3 sort of thing. But anyway, that's all it really felt like, because E3 beyond that, after like noon, it was open to the public, and there was just a ton of people. I really couldn't like walk the floor very much at E3 past that point. I was mostly like behind the scenes because it was just so busy, dude. So anyway, I'm gonna talk about the new boss footage for Onimusha. I'm glad we all got to see it. Yes, and it looked like I saw that similar boss footage, but with the perspective that I had from playing the demo finally, I'm a lot more confident about where this eventually goes, because that boss looked really cool. I almost wish the guy got hit, you know? That kind of bugs me when you see demos of games and it's like the main character is just a god at early stuff. If you're later on and people are out, it's like, I get it. But it's like, yeah, exactly. He played too well. He played like literally perfectly. I want to see Musashi like, I want to see him struggle a little bit. I want to see him like go through shit. So yeah, that's one thing I noticed. I'm like, man, he is literally doing everything. He is literally parrying. Absolutely. Looked like a task level, you know, of perfect execution and stuff like that, you know? So anyway, yeah, it's interesting. How do you know you're in the beta? I'm fairly sure you would have gotten an invite by now, but I don't know if there's extra waves. I didn't get to see the tactics devs because I had no time for it, man. I said no time. Chat, I literally went up there like, I won't lie. I went up to this Capcom thing because some friends at Capcom are like, we know you've had these thoughts on Pragmata in the past, but the fact that you like it is really funny. Would you like to come up to PAX and talk about it? And I'm like, man, if I didn't take this opportunity, I would not be owning up to this to my chat, because I effectively owe the chat like a massive quote unquote apology, you know, and this is my apology that I had no faith in this bitch ass game for a very long time. And the Capcom guys are like, we think it'd be really funny if you came up and like talked about your feelings on the game now and your history with it. And I'm like, you know, that's hilarious. So yes, I pretty much went up there. They covered the trip and everything, but I pretty much went up there on my own time, on my own dollar, and we sort of like enjoyed a little bit of Seattle for a little bit of time, but got to do, they coordinated it for us, which was great. They coordinated a meet and greet. So that was my my request. There was like, no, like, you know, don't cut a check for me. I'll just do it because I feel like I owe my chat this. And then the Capcom folks were kind enough to go to the PAX crew and literally coordinate with them. Hey, if you're going to be up here, I told them I want to do a meet and greet of some kind. If you can make posters and stuff like that. So that was like the payment, is that they got posters so I can meet you guys for like 90 minutes, which was really cool because I have not done a meet and greet since, no kidding, before the pandemic. It's been literal pre-pandemic shit. Hot as hell in here. It's been literal pre-pandemic since I have done a meet and greet. The last one we did was EVO 2019. So yeah, it's been like 6 years, and I felt super bad because the room filled up. We had an hour and a half, which was like 150 people, and it filled up in like 10 minutes or so. So, and then everybody else that was showing up after, they had to decline because we had to give up the room for a different meet and greet that would happen after. So felt kind of bad because a lot of people were like, try to get into Max's panel or Max's meet and greet, and they said we couldn't get in. So that feels bad. My apologies to anybody else that couldn't make it, but did my best and got to meet a whole bunch of people, take a lot of pictures, talk about stuff. I signed like at least 15 copies of the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. Do I have it over here? Had to remind people I didn't make this. They're like, no, but you did. I'm like, I didn't. So anyway, how many faces did I sign? Not many faces, but a lot of shirts. I signed the shirts on people's backs. I need an amphitheater. We did that at EVO for several years. We did that at EVO, but we'll see, man. We'll see. I do think that I would want to do a meet and greet again next EVO. Any copies of FF7? Yes. Yes, several FF7 fans. This wasn't just a fighting game convention. It was also, you know, obviously PAX. It's like a everything video game convention. So it was wonderful, man. I thought it was really cool. I think Seattle's a great con area. Reminds me a lot of San Diego, just like in some ways better. It's definitely a lot better than friggin' Comic-Con, dude. Woo-wee! Any copies of MVC Infinite? No, not in front of the Capcom people. No. Any copies of my modded version of their official game? No. How about no? MVCIB posters? No. Not in front of the Capcom folks. That's disrespectful. You know, they didn't, you know, completely sue the shit out of me. So that's good. Did you get to see FDX? I could not go to the show floor of PAX at all. Like, I could have, but we would have had to have had coordination around it. Even me just like walking around the outside and the Seattle airport was crazy. There was already like a lot of people. So it was nuts, dude. It was nuts being able to get out in something in a space that was not like an Evo situation that is just like open and available to everybody. And causing problems again. Fire hazard problems, yeah. I'm sorry. I should have Ganachi'd it. That's the idea. Yeah, I should have actually Ganachi'd that ass. So I do have some plans today because it happened, chat. Can I take a screenshot for you? I don't know if I can, but I think several people are taking snapshots of the events that are currently transpiring right now. I'm going to use one person as an example, but on Twitter, yup, it's happening, bro. The TOKON invites are going out right now. You need a PS5 console. I don't know how this is not the same as a typical beta or any fighting game beta that we've ever sort of been a part of before, where you kind of need a code to play TOKON. No, dude, you need to be a part of like the PlayStation beta program. And you need to have signed up ahead of time, and they need to greenlight your account. If it's in good standing, has to be in good standing. They greenlight your account, and then you're able to maybe download the game by the time it comes out. So yes, because it is a Sony gig, you know, it's a very specific situation. Can you stream it? I would like to think so. Yeah, I hope so. I would like to. I would very. Pissing me off. Oh man, getting me upset. It doesn't say if we can't, but you're getting. Wow, man, that caused some rage. And even though it might not even be real, I got mad. Can we stream it? Better. Sorry. Damn, that doesn't even true, and that's like I don't even know if that's true, and it's pissing me off. Getting turned into the Hulk here or some shit. You got an email like 40 minutes ago. You made out of town this weekend. That sucks. That sucks. You haven't gotten anything, Blitz? I got mine. Yeah. I did. I don't know if they're going out in waves or anything like that. You need Ultimate PS Plus? I don't know if you do. I don't have that. I don't think I have that. I don't know if you need Ultimate PlayStation Plus. I don't know if you can actually pay to get into it. That would be interesting if you could, but I think you just need PlayStation Plus because you need access to all the online services and stuff like that. So, I mean, they should. If they wanted to make money, I mean, if they really wanted to make money, they could have been like, pre-order the game, you get access to the beta. Like, they could have definitely have done that, but I don't think that they are. I don't think they're doing that. So anyway, we got to talk about some stuff. So on the plate tonight, I'm eventually going to get into it. We're about to get a very visually splendorous looking fighting game all over again, right? We're getting a very, very pretty fighting game again in the year of our Lord, 2025 by Arc System Works. I thought it would be great if we make a tier list, top 10 tier list of the best visuals / graphics in fighting games, like period. And sort of like take from the different eras and stuff like that, what still holds up, what's good, but we're doing it in the reference of 2025. So even though Street Fighter 2 looked really good in 1991, 1992 when it came out, Super Turbo in 94, maybe that looked really good, But nowadays, I don't know if that's getting put on the best of visuals list, you know, nowadays. So I have several in my mind that I already am going to champion. Mortal Kombat X, bruh, I am the biggest MKX stan ever. It's my #1 NRS game. Favorite roster, some of my favorite characters in a fighting game ever. But my whole ass is not blind. MKX is not particularly a great looking game. So no, Mortal Kombat X is not going on best visuals of a fighting game. That is not happening, dude. No. I did, yeah, Gimmer did like a crazy video breakdown of the TOKON combo meter, which I want to bring up and talk about because he did find some cool nuance in there. He was sort of like going over all of my footage and Justin's and everybody else's that put up stuff over the past couple months. And yeah, he found some interesting stuff when it comes to combo extensions. Here's the crazy part. Things that are not immediately apparent. And that video and things like it is what's contributing to a conversation that I'm going to have today, which we're going to have to pull up some footage. We're going to have to go and grab a few other things that are like footage of my own and Justin's and what the devs gave us, and start to do, I would say, a hit list / Mythbusters list, because TOKON's a game that is trying to ride a fine balance between a 1v1 and a 4v4. But at the same point, the 1v1 is what it immediately comes across of how you want to play it, of how it wants to be played, while the 4v4 tag stuff is a little bit lower. So you have to like get down the iceberg a little bit to get to that point. So I really want to go through several things that are sort of tickling my brain, and I'm curious, how does that work? If we have the time to sort of investigate this and really try to figure things out now that we've seen a lot of stuff based on the footage and we've actually investigated how the game has played with a minimal amount of time, what are the things that I'm really curious how it works, you know? So yeah, I want to make a list, like a hit list that we get to go to on Friday. I believe it's at 9 a.m. the beta goes live. And we can immediately start figuring out, oh, this works like this, that works like that, this works like this, all that kind of shit. J-Zone, thank you. Does any game made by CyberConnect count? I will keep it non-arena fighters for the sake of not being huge. I will keep it non-arena fighters. Yeah, because there's so many. There's so many that I'm also unfamiliar with outside of the big Naruto games and stuff that we've done, like Rate the Super on. Thank you, J-Zone. Zion, thanks for the 777s. I had a weird dream featuring you a short while ago. You're hosting a fighting game barcade with JJ and had a trivia game show that I somehow won. I don't remember anything else from the dream, but shine on. Thank you for the money. Thanks for the 777s, dude. Zaki, Dr. Fate, J-Zone, Clandestine Tortillas. Appreciate it, dude. Dave Forshi, FF Vire, Zalu Leifer, Altair, Hunter God, Finch, Woodupson, Uneclipsable, Palette Swapping Potato, Dave Jones, Sleepsy FGC, DJ King, thank you very much, dude. Killerfish, Yo Ronan, Epigidu, Raise Wolf, Black the Ripper, Fezzy, Synchromax, Atomist, Hextrix, Cheesy Nibbles, J Wheels Gaming, Slickest of Tactics, Yo Slick, what's up, man? Zero Arturia, Gurofin, Guncat, Mr. Dern, Zeros Heart, and Phantom Prime, thank you. Nil117, thanks for the gift sub. Japan, and Japan Man, Wave Master, The Ghetto Works, and Pars Lune. Thanks, everybody. T-Dub Scuba, Akira, Symphony Soldier, and Lumatic, thank you. So, chat, Cheesy Nips, shut up, chat, okay? You don't comment on people's names. It might, you know, it might be sensitive. So, yeah. Also, it is September. Shout outs to anybody that is like gifting in subs or resubbing or using their primes or anything like that. All the subs are like mega discounted this month on Twitch. So for anybody that is out there and doing so, thank you. Thank you for that. Is like resubbed. You were kept up with all this shit over the past few days. Thank you. So, yeah. Let me go to this over here. And I want to bring up the video. Hold on a second. Gotta bring up this. So, it's Shimmelgilfib. Thanks for the 5 gift subs, dude. Appreciate it. Trying to figure out the different videos that we have already. TOKON. I gotta find my download. There's the B-roll. All right. So there's one situation that I'm really curious about. What we're doing, or several situations. What we're doing is breaking down several things in TOKON that I really want to see, that I'm curious how they work and why they work the way they do. So many things are very Arc System Works coded in the way they function and operate. The game literally had like very close to 2M, stand M, jump cancel combos, just like Dragon Ball FighterZ did. And there is like almost Dragon Ball FighterZ smash attacks, right? That leave with big hit stun, big knockdown, all that kind of stuff. So with that being said, there is a whole bunch of things that I'm still really curious. All of that is like surface level, but many things are not working in a way that makes much sense and is quite literally the exact opposite and backwards of what traditional versus games have ever done in the past. Like almost intentionally backwards. So, let me pull up one of these. Marvel TOKON. This will likely be the beta that we're going to be playing in the next few days. We're very close to it. There's a moment in this video that I want to highlight and take a look at. It's like right before this, all the cinematic supers. So, let's see if I can find it. Make sure this isn't too loud. Do we know if the beta has a practice mode or lab? It said it had a tutorial mode of some kind. It had a tutorial mode. So here we go. The perfect opportunity. One thing that we were figuring out when the game was first playable is that tagging was hard. Like actually getting in your character when you wanted them didn't like really have like a free flowing state to it. Sometimes if you were not in true neutral and you hit like the tag button, it was kind of difficult to get your character in when you wanted to, because it was like we were wrapping our heads around what the game was asking of us, right? But there's one thing that is really fascinating to me. When you are doing a situation like this, lots of assists, right? Whole bunch of things are happening. This game has a unique thing, and the only other game that's like this right now is also Invincible Versus. When you have an assist, it changes depending on hit or block and neutral. There's neutral assists, and there is like combo / block string assists. Kind of weird, but I get it. It actually helps. Like, this is very much an accessibility thing. It helps new players sort of figure out, hey, if I want to like extend my combo, I can always guarantee that this will be good for that. And it kind of turns everybody's assist into this kind of like generalized forward punch that a lot of folks do, or a lot of characters do, that allow you to extend combos pretty easily. Now, the fascinating part, if we go back to this real quick piece of footage, we're seeing a whole bunch of like neutral assists right here. And we're seeing opportunities for change. You notice how Iron Man, I'm gonna go, can I frame back here, you mother? You notice how Iron Man's change thing is blocked out here. This is what was happening to us at times when we were trying to tag in. The neutral assist would come out, and we like sometimes would intend to tag, but it wouldn't. You'd get their assist, and then that assist has to sort of finish their animation, and we're like mashing on assist. We're like, bro, get out here. And when we're doing that, if we did something else or took block or something like that, it would not let you make the tag because that makes sense. So you notice how fast the change goes? Dude, this was crazy to us. Like your opportunity to turn, like to get your character to switch was very low, like super low. It goes, zip, and you're like, whoa, dude, I just, no, wait. And then they leave, and it takes a little while for them to come back, you know, not very long. So this is one thing I really want to mess around with. Getting another character in after a neutral assist seemed kind of hard, like a little tough. Here's what's crazy. Here's where, like, I think this is going to go several frames deep down the rabbit hole. Watch this. If you were to do something like call Iron Man assist and it collides, our assumption is that if you changed at this point, that change might cost one of the green bars. Because again, let me shrink my ass over here. When you have an assist that collides and like is on hit or block, it sort of changed the property of the assist, and the assist tag in then costs a resource. But he's not doing his assist tag, right? Where it like does the general move. No, he's doing his neutral tag. And we're assuming that, hey, maybe, just maybe, that is going to cost us one of these pips up here, which is what it normally does. Here's the crazy question. You don't need to just call one assist, bro. You can call like 2 more. You know, like look at all this stuff that starts happening. I could have eventually brought out multiple assists at one time. And then I could have chose, it lets you tag in the last assist that you did. If I choose to allow the last character to come in, so the first assist hit and then the next character came in, if I tag in the next character and that assist hits, does that still cost resources? So that's a good question. That was something that we were sort of like floating around when we were talking to Cloud 805 a few days ago in his chat, because these are a lot of weird situational things when you stack on these layers. Yeah, normally this costs a resource, but what happens if you tag, call the other assist and then tag? What happens there? Does it still cost the resource? If that's the case, then that might allow for a lot more interactions of neutral assists to work a lot better than some of the immediate, very easy to use sort of like combo extension, block string extension assists, you know? So that is one that is like big on my personal Mythbuster route, really is big on my like, when we get into this game, I want to see how free-flowing and how much time do you really have to tag after a character's assist attack. After this thing that Iron Man does, because it's super short. Like it looks like it takes a long time, but the amount of time that you get to do it felt very weird. So I want to mess around with that a lot, but I also want to layer those assists on. I want to see if you do one and then the other and then the other. Does it allow you to possibly like circumvent the resource? Another one, and here is a very specific one. I got to go back to a specific piece of footage that I was helped out with from Erebus, who was looking at this one moment in the first trailer. And this is a big one for me, man. This moment will almost completely change the way that offense and especially defense works in the game. Because it also is very similar in Invincible Versus and has a huge effect on that game. So check this out. After this combo, we see Iron Man block something, and he does the traditional sort of like alpha counter. It's called the crossover in this game. You can also like parry this by doing your own crossover at the same time. But check this out. Spider-Man comes in, does like a DP of some kind. There's a DP. The player, the control goes back to the player, and the player does a special move, does like a beam. Okay. The beam picks up after the alpha counter. And as that happens, the other player does tag and brings in Spider-Man after the friggin' crossover, allowing Spider-Man to get a combo. This is turning a defensive situation that normally would only get you a get off me alpha counter into a get off me alpha counter. Now I'm going to blow you up. You know what this reminds me a lot of? Although it's a bit simpler in games like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You know, in MVC2, you're taking a whole bunch of hits and you're like blocking super. You do an alpha counter into Cable, and he comes in and does like Scimitar. If you have the right assist, he does Scimitar, and you cancel Scimitar into Hyper Viper Beam. And you've turned for the cost of like meter, you've taken a defensive situation and turned it into, I'm going to kill you if you weren't being careful what you're doing on block. So Scimitar. But that's like pretty straightforward. You pretty much do it with one character. In this game, it's almost like backwards. You sort of like do the alpha counter, go back to your main character, go back to the other character. So it's like several layers deep down the list of crazy like combo chain of what you can do. However, I played a bit of this game, and not every character had a Spider-Man assist, dude. Not every assist did this. Hold on, let me go back. Not every assist was not every crossover assist, which is what this is, was like a DP that left you in full stun state all the way to the ground, you know? Maybe that's unique to Spider-Man. I don't know if this is. It would be crazy if this is a character specific sort of thing, but I definitely remember alpha countering and then it pushed them away and they would knock into the air, and there wasn't much opportunity to pick up for a combo like as well. There wasn't a ton. So it might be a thing that some characters get, but it also might be a thing that's situational where you really got to figure out how to, like, you don't have to do this move with Iron Man, you can do something else, but your time to tag into the alpha counter character, dude, that's going to be quick. That's going to be real. You're going to have to bam, bam, bam. To me, that's actually like awesome. Like this could, the only reason this couldn't be awesome is that it might end up being really specific to some characters, like a Spider-Man only thing, meaning that you almost have a season 1 Vegeta from Dragon Ball FighterZ and he's just on everybody's team because nobody could super dash through projectiles yet. That could be the case, but I would like to think that a lot of the characters will have the opportunity to alpha counter in, and with proper synchronization, pick up for a full combo and do something just like we're seeing right here. Because that's really cool, dude. I won't lie. I actually love that aspect of the game, taking defense and turning it into one thing. However, it gets deeper, bro. This is why we need to have a Mythbusters episode on this shit. This gets 3 layers deeper. So, nice pause. Shut up. Here's a hypothetical situation. You know how you see a lot of people when they're playing this game in the early footage? They do like a block string into special and they bring in the assist. And the assist allows you to just continue more block string pressure. This game does not have a push block, dude, so it's kind of hard to get people off of you. And then you have another assist and they come in and do more block string pressure, like all that kind of stuff. My question is, if your team only has like 2 or 3 characters and you've utilized all your assists, when you bring them in and they come in and do the thing, right? I think it's better if we pull up the newbie video. Hold on a second. TOKON beginner's guide. This is a different situation than this. Tokok? Damn. Don't want to watch that game. Hold on a second. Tokok, something completely different, chat. Don't Google it. This is skills, link attacks. Hold on a second. Scramble rush, is that what they're calling it? Bramble rush? Swap ally. Do they put the alpha counters like way early into this thing? Swap ally. Yeah. That's the overhead. Yes, here it is.
And back simultaneously to perform an assemble counter.
No, that's not it. This is the other one. There's a lot of weird defensive mechanics in the game that we got to get used to. Crossover, this is it. So,
as it lets you interrupt the opponent's attacks. However, the opponent can counter this with their own crossover.
So, here's where crossover is interesting. Now, there's like an interesting, like, you know, risk reward associated with this. If you start doing crossover too much,
Reflect.
They can stop it. Crossover reflect can like nullify the situation completely, but a perfect crossover reflect will literally, they call it disassembling.
This becomes a perfect reflect and triggers a counter attack.
Right, it disassembles the team. I have a question, right? You see how in order to do that, you have to bring out an assist character? Well, what if you were sort of like using your assist character before that and they weren't immediately available? What if
assist and light during the
crossover?
Let's
look at this.
If you execute a crossover reflect at the last moment, this becomes a perfect
right. What if in this situation the crossover happens and I'm bringing in my assist character and then you're like, hey, yeah, like you can't do it. That's what I mean. If they come in at the same time and you also counter it, does it prevent the other assist from working? Like, I almost, it's a hard situation to describe until you get into the game, but these things happen a lot. Yes, you also need the green gauge at the top. Like, this is also a necessity.
By inputting.
Yeah, show it while blocking. I want the neutral one. Bink, bink, bink.
This can be
so, obviously, the counter is in this situation, but I'm wondering if, like, you're getting assaulted by, like, huge block string. I'm sitting here eating this big ass block string from my opponent. every single character is doing something to me in this block string. If I alpha counter and it hits all of those characters, is that guaranteed? Is there no way for them to counter it at that point? Because you've used all your resources in attacking my ass, dude. Like, I want there to be almost like a get off me situation where you used everything on your end. You used all your assists. They're unavailable. Now you cannot reflect my crossover. You know what I mean?
Executed by inputting.
I'm genuinely curious. It feels like they should be wide open for me to take advantage and do my big Spider-Man combo now because, hey, stop bum rushing me, dude. Like you ran out of resources, so you should not have access to that resource, even though, you know, there are multiple resources required to do this stuff. It looks like, which is the characters being available and the pips.
Assist and light while blocking.
So that's something that I'm super fascinated by. That really changes how many times you're going to be using these resources, how much you want to use them, and again, one thing that was very obvious was, dude, block strings are really long. Like, we're going to be getting the ability to open people up wasn't there entirely because 8-way air dashing doesn't work the same as it does in normal games. There's no like really quick empty low that you can get or something like that. So I want to know if there's like a limit to this where I have a counter for it. I'm going to alpha counter. It's going to hit all your bitch ass characters, and I'm going to pick up with Spider-Man, and I'm going to get a ultra Merry Christmas. It's going to be it's going to be the turn of the century. That's what we're going to call it. You get all 4 characters in a combo, and that's a turn of the century, bro. Getting cooked now. So anyway, that's another thing that I'm very curious about. I'm super curious how that entire crossover aspect is going to work, the alpha counter of the game, because it felt very weird just doing it to get people off of you, and then it would take 1 pip, and then they would counter it, and if not perfect counter it, but you can also like mash against it. The weirdest part is that if you wanted to like perfect counter somebody like this, let's show you for the example. If you wanted to do a crossover reflect, even the perfect one or otherwise, you can just mash. Like, you could just destroy the buttons like constantly, you know? So yeah, it's just a lot. It's just a lot that you have to eat. And these assists tend to come back like relatively quick, even though on block, all these things are costing resource. I believe on a block string, all these characters that come in, even on block, are going to be taking pips and stuff. It did. It took a pip when they came in. So that makes sense. So that's one. That's what I'm very fascinated about. I want to know how the hell that works, because that's going to change a ton of defensive aspects to the game. I also am very curious if maybe we just like missed it or something where, bro, can we in any way combo or mid string use neutral assists? Because a reminder, there's like combo block string assists and there's also neutral assists. The combo block string assists are sort of homogenous, but the neutral assists are super unique. They also change depending on the slot. They're different for every single character. It's like, wow, there's a lot of variance you can have here, but you have to be in neutral for this stuff to happen. So to me, I want to know, is there any way that we can do that stuff outside of just specifically only being in neutral, right? Is there a way to call these things with block string still happening or hit stun still happening, where it doesn't like take the resources? Even if it does take the resources, I think I kind of want to do a crazy big assist like that one with Doom you just saw. This is one of the assists he has, which is the laser, right? And you can't naturally do this if you do it mid combo or mid block string. You can't just like, you can only call it out when you're in actual neutral. So to me, I would love to have some of these things available. And I don't, it seems like they're not from the first impression we got, but I'm thinking that maybe we just didn't get to investigate it that much. And maybe, just maybe, there's a little bit more to it. Let me check on the beginner's guide again. Hold on a second. Because there was some stuff that talked about assists. And it talks about all like the weird different parts of assists. That's the unique attack, the quick skills, yada, 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 ults, link attacks, summon first slot. So they call them summons, right? Is that what they're calling them? Blowback launcher. Yep. Blowback launchers are very much like smash attacks. You know what I mean?
Combinations of the assist button and different directional inputs can perform a variety of team actions.
Right.
Press the assist button or assist and forward to summon your ally in the first slot. Press down.
So these are all the neutral assists, right? When the character is not, when you're not attacking or you're not having the opponent block, these are the assists that come out.
And assist to summon your ally in the second slot. And press back and assist to summon your ally in the third slot.
Right.
You can also swap with your ally character by holding the assist button when calling.
And this was the part that was odd. Like in this video, it happens really quick.
Ally in the third slot. You can also swap with your ally character by holding the assist button when calling in the ally.
Yeah, and she pops in just like really quick and naturally. This is the timing that I want to mess around with because many of us were just trying to get our other character in, just to tag in general. And it was difficult to do. It was almost like the hold of it needed to be really specific. So it might be a limitation. Yeah, it says just to hold it. Trust me, we were trying that. And then sometimes it just didn't happen. So this is something I really want to mess around with to see what we were doing wrong, you know?
Alternatively, you can swap in your ally by pressing the assist button when an assist attack hits or during your ally's standby animation.
So check this out. Here is almost, this might solve what we're looking at right now.
Alternatively, you can swap in your ally.
So this is a neutral assist.
By pressing the assist button.
Hey, man, I think we might have almost answered this one right now.
When an assist
it allowed her to tag without taking a resource. I think the difference is timing. And that's what I want to figure out is the timing of this because it went by so quick.
By pressing the assist.
That attack hit. It didn't leave to a stun state or anything crazy like that. It didn't let her pick up for a combo. However, it did let you tag after the hit happened, and it did not cost this team, or which team are you on? Cap team is over here. Didn't seem to cost anything.
Button. You can also swap with your ally character by holding the assist button.
So yeah, and then here's where it gets a little bit deeper. Check this out. This is where like the order of operations compared to tag games is different than most.
Alternatively, you can swap in your
Cap has control here. A reminder, Cap has control in this situation. All he did was call Captain Marvel like a second ago. Captain Marvel's bullshit hits, okay? What if Cap did something here? Right? What if Cap like threw the shield that bounces him back? And then tagged into Miss Marvel as she was over there. She was on that side, and she actually gets to pick up for the juggle. Does that mean that that's going to cost the resource? This thing right here? That feels like that should work, but again, the order of operations is weird. You would think you would just tag into her and go into her and it would work, but actually you need to go like assist, back to the character, back to assist, you know?
Assist button when an assist attack hits.
So to me, that's fascinating. Like that is genuinely different than the way the majority of fighting games sort of operate. There's some stuff like that in like Power Rangers, some stuff like that in BB Tag every once in a while.
Or during your ally's standby animation. If you've summoned multiple assists, you can tag in with the last ally.
And then here's the bigger question. Here's where it gets crazy.
If you've summoned multiple assists.
If let's just say this character, let's just say Star-Lord didn't do that. Let's say another character ran across the screen or something and then just didn't do their assist. What if you like tagged them in? If I tagged in Star-Lord and she hit the attack, does that cost anything? Because now we're stacking on like assist to assist to assist. So there's like 3 layers that are happening here. Yeah. Is there any brain off cool shit, less resource exchange and neutral? That's what I mean. Like when we're tagging all this stuff, it seems like a lot of the tagging is going to be taking these resources from us, so it only allows for so much. What I'm saying is that that's like the surface level. That's the very surface level of this. What if you mess with that order of operations? How does it change? And to me, it seemed like neutral assists are good, but they just felt like you kind of spam them out when you get access to them. But maybe that's not the case, just because of if the neutral assist lands, then maybe, just maybe, you get to do a free tag off of it. Into a combo, dude, that might be huge.
Tag in with the last ally called in. A tag cannot be performed if either your lead character...
And this was, yeah. If they get hit, this was also happening like on block. So if your character was blocking, it sort of messed with it, even if they were like jumping and flipping and doing all this stuff.
Or ally are hit by an opponent's attack during the assist. There are various...
So I've already seen several things in here that leave me very curious. I think also to give highlight to Gimmer's video. Hold on a second. Gimmer made a great video that is going over some of the combo mechanics. I'll review this a little bit later in terms of like the entirety of it. But there was one really interesting part in here. Shout out to Gimmer. His channel is down here. Let me go ahead and link this video in both chats. There we go. And hold up. There is combo limit routes. Oh, this one. Yeah, Gimmer almost confirmed something that we were asking about, and it was, do auto combos take away from the combo limit gauge? Like our auto combos, when you mash like one attack over and over again, are those effectively non-incentivized? Do they want you to use regular combos to extend combos? Our presumption was likely yes. Likely, it seemed like auto combos were filling it up, but I think Gimmer did the math.
As far as I can tell, the wall splat mechanic is the only other thing that removes 2 stacks from the combo limit gauge.
And it's this big smash attack that happens, this boof move, you know? Literally looks like a Dragon Ball Smash.
Has it. This attack does a lot of damage and puts the opponent in a spiral, allowing it to pretty much easily combo into anything. The most important thing about this move, though, is that it adds 5 stacks to the combo limit gauge.
Yeesh. Yeesh.
That's right, 5 stacks.
And that's good. That's really good.
A lot of people testing the game at EVO said they felt like auto combos were really strong, but I think it's obvious this specific mechanic was put in the game to make them much weaker since it obliterates the combo limit gauge.
Absolutely. Auto combos are going to be all over the place. And here's the thing. Auto combos are kind of strong, dude. If you hit a heavy auto combo against anybody, it's doing like near 50%. Like if you just mash H and you have the resources, you have the meter at the bottom, mashing H ends up giving you a shit ton of damage. So it's not like they are necessarily really bad combos. I think in the long term, they will become bad combos, but until the game gets figured out of how you actually optimize some of this stuff based on the combo meter, based on what hit lands, dude, it was still leading to a lot of damage because ending with a level 3 auto combo or not was a lot of damage.
That's basically, as far as I can tell, how the combo limit works. There are probably some other things that we'll eventually see, but there were some oddities I wanted to go over because I'm not quite sure.
Let me see if any of Gimmer's oddities line up with what I was just talking about.
How they work. For example, if Captain America does his EX uppercut twice in one combo.
Yes, the 2 EXs, from what I recall, blasted the combo out.
It auto combo breaks. It doesn't even go full red.
Yeah. The combo's just over if you repeat the same action twice, or the same EX action twice.
I don't know for sure, but I think it's because moves like Captain America's EX upper combo into an aerial, and then you can do EX upper again. This means you could technically do 6 EX uppers in a row, and it wouldn't break the combo limit gauge. So as of...
I think it does if you do 2 of the same EXs, right? I think it does. From what I remember, it seemed like that immediately blew out the combo.
Right now, I'm just assuming they put this in the game to auto-break situations like this. It could also be like some of the other Arc Sys games where you can't use the same move twice in a combo. In this case, EX move. Star-Lord's super skill, if it's on ice, freezes the opponent, but it automatically pushes it to full red so that whatever your next attack is will cause a combo break.
I think it's because you used the freeze state twice. This is from the developers.
Either that, or because he used the freeze mechanic once already earlier in the combo.
Yeah, because you're already in the freeze gun.
If you freeze the opponent twice. Another thing that happens sometimes is the combo limit gauge just starts blinking white. So far I've noticed it happens sometimes during super screen.
That I don't know.
Too many
that I have not seen.
assist calls happen mid-combo.
It's just flashing white. Maybe it's just like it's getting up there. Look out. Interesting.
I really don't know what this means because as far as I can tell From all the footage I've looked at, it just happens, and I haven't seen any repercussions from it. Again, this is one of those things that we're just gonna have to wait and see. Another interesting thing is that when you DHC, your teammate comes in and hits them once before doing their super, and this adds 1 stack to the combo limit gauge. And all the footage I've looked at,
the DHC. Wait, go back. I want to look at that.
This is one of those things that we're just gonna have to wait and see. Another interesting thing is that when you DHC, your teammate comes in and hits them once before doing their super, and this adds 1 stack to the combo limit gauge.
Weird that the DHC adds it.
And all the footage.
That doesn't make any sense. Because here's with in other games that have combo limit gauge, like Killer Instinct, right? Killer Instinct was one of the first games that I played, at least, that had a combo limit gauge. But the whole point was that the thing ends at 100. Once you go over 100, it's over. Like the limit is 0 at the bottom, 100 at the top. But my dude, there were ways to push that bitch to 250. Like there was absolutely ways and resources that you did if you knew how it worked to push it beyond and beyond and beyond. There were shadow attacks, there were wall bounces, there were so many things that you could push beyond that. So to me, there's already a lot of stuff in TOKON that allows you to push the combo limit gauge beyond its technical limits by dropping it and doing all these other things. But there's also stuff that just doesn't add to it. So there's EXs and some supers and all of that shit, wall bounces, yada, yada, yada. There is so much that we don't know. There is so much that is undiscovered in this aspect that, yeah, that's easily one of the things that I really want to figure out and understand what actually breaks down, what adds, what doesn't add.
I've looked at, I haven't seen what happens if somebody's already full red and this hit happens. Does it break the combo right there and you're like super just whiffs? Or does the super just play out anyways? Or does it just not allow you to DHC in that situation? Okay, so now that we know how all of this works, what does this mean? This is just theorycraft, but I think all of this combined means the following. First of all, you want to avoid auto combos, so you don't get that move that adds 5 stacks to the combo limit gauge. 2, if you do an auto combo and that attack forces a full red, go into a special, an EX move, or a super. 3, try to implement EX moves into your combo wherever you can, since they do a lot of damage and they don't add stacks to the combo limit gauge. 4, find combo routes that include calling assists, since it subtracts 2 stacks from the combo limit gauge and allows you to extend the combos even further. And finally, if you're in the corner, figure out a way to implement wall splats into your combos, since they also remove 2 stacks from the combo.
Wow, wall bounce gives you more combo opportunity. Weird, I didn't realize that. Oh, how you feeling?
Why do they call them angry birds?
Because they're mad.
Oh.
They want to get the piggies. Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. I love you. I'll try to get up to go to school. Okay. Bye-bye. I said bye-bye. I'll try to get up to go to school with you in the morning. Good night. Sorry, chat. Anything else? I did not realize that about wall bounces. That wall bounce also break the combo limit. Dude, this is very... Do they slide off the wall?
Now,
Bro, yeah, that's very much Strive-ish, very much Xart-ish, where they hit the wall and they like slowly slump over. Yeah, the wall splat's very GG-ish.
Stacks from the combo limit gauge. Now, for actual combo routes, I have some ideas, but the devs actually put out some footage of them doing cool combos.
Yeah, let's check that out. So, shout outs to Gimmer. That was a cool video. All this editing and shit in here. There is several things in here that are sort of like combos to wet your whistle in this footage. It's like it's at the end of these matches. It's after this round, chat. Hold on. I'll review some of this stuff if anything weird pops up. Yeah, here it is. So these are like just cool combo things that they were showing us. This is what we initially reacted to. I want to see if anything in here is making me think of what I'm really curious what they're going to do. So obviously this is a big one. Using unique abilities and using character traits to actually extend. And if it's worth it, you know? Is that worth it to do that? You know, these are cool looking, but is it worth it? Oh, that's a good one. I remember trying this a little bit. Throw into an assist of some kind. I don't think it worked, right? I don't think it worked. Yeah, okay, so here's a wonderful thing that talks about the order of the operations because it's like backwards, right? Action with main character, into assist, back to main character to do the unique action, back to the assist to pick up for the combo. Cool. I love it. I friggin' love it. I think that's stuff that I'm very curious about, even this shit on block. Like, how does this stuff work on block even? Does it lead to even other crazier routes that you can figure out? This ended up doing a lot, too. Not much. It's like 25%. But, you know, not much resource. It's very cool looking, dude. So, yeah, do we see a change on Iron Man over here? Check this out. Yeah. Damn, that goes by so fast! Oh my god! This is what I mean, where it felt like it was kind of hard to tag in at times when so many things are happening and so many elements are kicking in. Dude, look at the period of time you have to tag Iron Man in here. It's a blink and you miss it sort of situation. It's over. Here it is, it's over. Yeah, that kind of shit is what you're gonna have to lab. And as we review this kind of stuff, it makes sense why people were having a tough time like tagging in. People were having a tough understanding of why am I not getting the character to come in, because they really do not have like extremely lenient windows to tag. And in other games that have like what would I say? Sort of like a free-flowing tag system without many limitations. They sort of just let you do it whenever, you know, 2XKO and Power Rangers and like MVCI. So yeah, Gimmer also mentions this one cool thing here, that every hit sort of acts like a stack. And there's approximately, I think you said 10 stacks. So the first hit and the second hit, 2 stacks, 1 pip, another pip, another pip, another pip. So there's like, the interesting thing is that light attacks don't add more stacks at the start, like the scaling. And then other things obviously can remove stacks, like tagging in and stuff. And there's other things that don't add to stacks, like I think supers and EX moves. So there's many questions here, you know? And this is just obnoxious, right? This is just showing how far and how crazy it can get, because chat, this is absolutely uninterruptible. It's a big long ass combo that there is no combo breaker. So you just hold this whole thing. And if you have the assist resources to do so, it's going to take all of her green pips up here. 1 pip gone. Next pip gone. Effectively used all of this stuff to get pretty good damage. No, it's good. This is one of those situations where you would, like, if you know that the opponent could be killed, yeah, dude, there should definitely be like, I'm gonna cash out all of this shit, dude. I'm cashing out all of it. But then I have questions. She did super. Does that mean my DHCs are locked out? Does that mean that I can no longer go into Doom or go into, who the hell is that? Go into Cap, then go into Doom? Does using your combos, your combo extensions with your assists lock you out of doing the DHC? There's a good question. It seems like maybe, yeah, right? If you don't have meters to do it, I mean, granted, let's just say that she has full resources and you get like, I think it's 3 total DHCs. Each one costs like 50, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of things to wonder, like, how does this work? I'm making assumptions, but we got to find out. Oh, and yeah, 2 H's are likely one of the best ways that you can start things. Big, massive, heavy-ass starter. Dude, it was the same thing in Dragon Ball, where like 2 H's led to insane damage. And here's that situation that I was talking about. You watch these combo extensions, chat. When he tags in Storm, Storm just comes in and sort of does like a generic, like forward-hitting move. She does not do her her regular attack. EX moves don't stack the meter. Yes, we made mention of this back at Evo. Same thing for Doom here. The characters just come in and do a generic attack instead of their neutral attacks. I really wonder if there is any way that you can somehow fit in mid-combo the character's true neutral assists, like their assists that they do, like that aren't the generic ones, you know? Well, EX moves for combo extensions are good, but reminder, EX moves take up your super bar. They take up 25. So you do 2 EX moves, that was a whole super, man. That's a big trade-off. Depends on which EX moves are going to be good. It's going to really come down to which one's hit enough, that has enough hit stun scaling, all that kind of stuff. And here's the thing. If EXs end up being predominant in the game, if EXs really are the way to big extend combos, I don't think that's particularly great, because what does that lead to? An MK9/MKX problem, where all of your meter is used on either breakers or EX moves, because they're way better, and no one ever sees the X-rays anymore. There's no more room for super enders, yep. So again, I think they'll be good, but I don't think they'll be that good, you know? Because they're going to want people, it's an Arxis game. They want people to watch the supers, bro. Yeah, and this is just showing the assist spam again. All right, so there's many things, you know, just by reviewing a few notes and checking out Gimmer's video and having the few things in my head that several Marvel heads like Cloud805 and many others are just wondering, how does that work? You know, Marvel Tokon's a game where it seems like, to me, this game is an iceberg, and the iceberg's up here, and the part above the water is this plays like a 1v1 game with features. The iceberg above the water, the one that knocks down the Titanic, is that it's a 1v1 with features. And then you get several layers deep, and it's like alpha counters using the tag system in a weird way can actually set up combos. And then many layers deep, actually, the game really is a super big team game. It's just the team aspects of the game are not as necessarily, I would say, accessible, which is funny. Because most team games, what do they want you to do? They want you to tag like crazy. They want everybody to be tagging like crazy. It kind of looks like, yeah, the 7-layer dip of Tokon, tagging isn't inherently going to be a thing that most people want to do. But that's a crazy balance, because so much of the game is going to boil down to every single person wanting to play it their own way. And yeah, I think they are heavily having to balance a game that allows you to play at 1v1, and that is still good, you know? The thing that I'm really hoping for is that 7-layer deep dip. There's truly some unique stuff with team organization, because if anything, the team organization seemed disincentivized, because when you were tagging and bringing in your characters and stuff, guess what happened? Your order gets all jacked up. Like the order of operations, Doom doing this assist, Star-Lord doing that assist, like all these things, all these characters are flipped into different places, and all those assists do different things. So Doom's no longer doing the assist he should be doing by the end of the fight. You know what I mean? That's the part that seems like really cumbersome, where if you tag too much, you just have to like, oh God, by the end of the fight, my team composition is fucked. Now I have to like make it work. You know what I mean? An interesting aspect, but it seems like an unnecessary one, that most characters should be able to do the assist that you want them to do. So I'm wondering how you resolve that, right? If that's just a thing that you're going to have to get used to, that's what you get for tagging too much, or, you know, do you get rewarded for tagging too much, or do they want to keep it more like you stay with one character with 3 assists? It's a thing that I'm very curious about when we eventually get the beta, how that all plays out, man. Because if there's one thing that it was clearly obvious from playing it in those first impressions, this game is an iceberg. There's a lot to it. And it's shocking to me that a lot of the tag stuff wouldn't be on the surface level. It's going to take some time to get used to it. I think you need to lab all the assists if you want to play all 4 characters in a match. Right, and that seems complicated, dude. to have to like play all the assists on your characters effectively on a like if you were playing a 4v4 fighting game and you also had to know how to properly utilize every single assist category per character, shit, that's a lot. Most tag fighting games don't ask you to do that much at all. Like you almost always pick Doom for either the missiles or the beam or some shit like that, right? There's a very low likelihood you're picking the projectile assist on Psylocke unless you're just messing around. That kind of stuff, you know? That seems like an unnecessary layer to the iceberg if they do end up going that way. The TOKON beta invites have gone out yet. Yeah, they have. We've already gotten a couple. That's a lot of mental juggling per team. That's what I mean. That'll take a lot of getting used to, dude. Anyway, let me go back to some of this dev footage. I want to look at it a bit more. See if we come up across anything.
Round one, fight!
8-layer dip. Yeah, so what it is, I mean, we're all assuming that we don't know everything about the game. But a lot of stuff gets figured out pretty quick. That doesn't change the first impressions, you know, for everybody that played it and we're saying that it's a 1v1. Those first impressions still exist, you know. There was very few opportunities for everybody to play the game a shit ton, and the impressions that a lot of people got from it when first playing it under a constricted amount of time, like, is still accurate, right? So you can't really blame folks like myself or many others for saying the exact same thing, that it kind of feels very 1v1 centric. Yeah, we're not lying, but does it mean that the whole game is going to be like that? No, it doesn't. It certainly seems like we don't want it to be that way. I certainly do not want it to be that way. I want the game to actually incentivize tagging. I want there to be good reasons to do it. And if those reasons aren't on the surface level, then yeah, it makes sense that it could be a few layers deep, but it also could be interesting that it's a few layers deep, because that is almost disincentivizing it, you know? Casual players or people that are just hitting buttons will not see a reason to ever really tag. There's not really an inherent reason outside of like deep 4-layer deep combo mechanics and stuff like that most people will never ever do in order to utilize any of that stuff, you know? You know what's crazy to me? I just thought about this the other day, and it's the same thing with like almost every fighting game. Most friggin' tag fighters do not do tag attacks, right? Where the actual tag in of a character has the character flying in with a kick or some shit, and they come in and hit you. And it's punishable on block. It knocks them down on hit, sort of returns to neutral on hit. For some reason, like every single tag game post Marvel vs. Capcom, like almost every of them, they tag in a neutral situation and then just go, hey, and then they just get punished, you know? It's weird. Dragon Ball kind of has it because of Super Dash. Super Dash does lead to an attack that leads to stuff. That does exist. MVCI is the most aggressive of them all. Like 5-frame tag that leads to full combo. Like, what the hell, bro? However, that wasn't always the case. From X-Men vs. Street Fighter all the way to MVC 3, the raw tag in those games is just a knock you down. Characters fly in and they hit you. And if they caught you off guard, it's like, ah, shit, it almost acts like a DP. And they just kick and you're just back to neutral in some way, you know, in a somewhat fashionable neutral. A lot of tag games got rid of that shit. A lot of them were just like, nah, you know, nah. Characters are going to either come in via a combo or a block string, or they're just going to come in and do nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah, so there's a good opportunity. Check that out. Oh no, she got hit, so there's no more. Yes, in that's another confusing situation where you think you might be able to tag into Cap here. However, Cap didn't get hit, right? So the assist still came out, right? And okay, maybe just maybe you would want to tag into Cap or something, but it doesn't let you because Miss Marvel got hit. She actually got stunned.
KO.
Cap is so sick in this game. Yeah, he is. He was my favorite character.
Round 2. Fight.
I think Star-Lord is going to be able to air stall a lot. What was that tag? Hold on a second. Chill. What was that, dude? Why did you block it? Wow, dude, look at that interaction. Jumps are a little floaty. They're a little floaty. Dude, Star-Lord somehow blocked the Doom Beam. Cap came out and threw the shield, the neutral shield assist. Did you see that shit? Lock, Cap still comes out, throws the shield assist, and tags into Cap after. Weird, okay. So the beam got soaked by the first player character. It doesn't go through him. No, the controls are pretty intuitive. It just takes him getting used to where all the mechanics are, like where all the buttons and the combination of the buttons are, because they change based on situation. They're like contextual. Yeah, Tokon's gonna be at TGS. Crazy shit. This marble does have a command grab. Yes, I got hit by it. Yeah, I'm hoping that we get some new characters at TGS. I want to see Wolverine, bro. Assemble!
Round 3.
Bro, we're going to be playing this shit in a few days, chat. We're going to be playing this shit in a few days. I've been thinking about this stuff nonstop of like where it could go. So this move is disgusting. Miss Marvel might be one of the easiest characters to play in the game because her unique just puts you into the biggest stun state you've ever seen from full screen, and she just gets combos after everything, dude. She is like Giga Spencer. Yeah, I think one thing I'm curious about is what's the mix going to be like? Because from what I recalled, not many characters had like overheads. There's the universal overhead that's in the game, which I think was like medium and heavy. And that's like the super dash sort of Dragon Ball thing, right? So, and that seemed fairly reactable. Like fairly reactable. Is there audio delay? Is there? Let me know. Is there an incentive to tag when there's only 1 HP bar? There is. They're not immediately super obvious, but we need to see. We just need to play the game more. There's incentive to call the characters in to assist and to help out, but to full tag into them, not entirely yet, because if you do the assist attack, it drops the combo bar, allowing you to do more. But if you tag into the character, it doesn't seem to drop it less, you know? And here's the thing. Let's just say there's another game that comes out that also does 4v4. That is also like, hey, 4v4 fighting games are the way it is. Check out this crazy 4v4 fighting game. Does it in a different way than this game does. I would 100% expect that game to do not exactly the solution that TOKON has, where it's like you get the choice of playing it one way or the other, but the game always plays that way. I think there might be like a mode, like a literal option, where it's like, hey, like a groove system sort of thing, where if you want to do it 2v2, you can. Do you want to do it 3v3 style? You can. Do you want to do it 4v4? You can. And through like scaling and damage values and the life bar, you could figure that out. Like Skullgirls did that to pretty resounding success, you know? Fuses and KO sort of picks up off that. I think there is absolutely, in a 4v4 situation, that's too many characters for the normal human brain, my dude. So you need to create different ways to play the game that allow it to happen, where it's just like, hey, play the game like this or like this or like this, you know? And you just get the option for it right before you pick your characters. I think that would be really cool. And I think Skullgirls probably has one of the most successful ways of going about it, where they effectively put a Capcom versus SNK2 ratio system into a versus game, you know? And to be real, it's what I thought this game was doing. I thought, based on the way they were talking about it, that, oh, there's just going to be a different game mode for it, you know? Where single life bar for one character, all the life bars for the rest, but you just get way less health to work with, you know? No, the whole game is built around one life bar.
Assemble.
Assemble.
Round 4. Fight.
Check it out. Jump cancel slash attacks, or M's. Or I think that might be his heavy. Bro, there's some weird properties. He is literally jump canceling either a stand H. I don't think that's a stand M. He's jump cancel air dashing. There was definitely a lot of jump cancel medium stuff, which was very Guilty Gear coded, you know, or very Arxis coded. Is this gameplay more similar to DBFC or Guilty Gear Strive, or completely different from both? It's like all of them, dude. Like the game, if you want like a general baseline feel, the game feels like an Arc System Works All-Stars of mechanics, where it's just like everything. There's some Dragon Ball in here. There's some Guilty Gear in here. There is some combo structure stuff, even from Grand Blue. There's even BB Tagish stuff in here to a certain degree, you know? It's just a literal Guilty Gear Lego box. I'm sorry, Arc System Works Lego box of mechanics. See, this is neat. I love this shit. Late tag into Doom? That's cool. That wasn't the perfect? Does it not say perfect? Crossover perfect. Oh, that says reflect, not perfect. Ah, okay. I read perfect because of the characters. All right. It's just the regular one. I was like, why didn't it disassemble the team? That's badass, dude. Brother. Another moment. By the way, fucking Doom, dude. Look at this guy. Boom. And then he tags. Okay, check this out. Time stop the super gunshot. It ends up wall splatting, which sucks. Oh, it doesn't. Does it? Okay, no, it didn't. Hold on. Does it remove the change? What I'm saying is that does Miss Marvel, because it hit, does she lose the opportunity to tag completely because you did super? Or can you tag her in after the super? Oh, I don't know. It's really hard to tell. Does it mean when you do a super, does the change option just disappear? There's one that I'm very curious about. Is there a way to set up like a delayed assist or something like that? Do you even have enough resources for that? Oh yeah, you could. the change prompt is there. It's right there, but you never see it actually change. Like, it goes away after the super. So does that mean supers just eliminate the opportunity for you to do the tag assist? Maybe. Just maybe. That might be going a bit too far. Yeah, it looks like the super cancels it out, but that's another one that I would like to check out. Especially if the super, like, stops, you know? We should start a notepad. Fuck. That's a good idea. What the hell was I doing here? Freaking Jesus. Hold on a second. We should bring up a notepad. Put in gift subs for all this shit. That's a good idea. Okay. This is a good idea. Marvel Tokon Mythbusters. Okay. Assist super late assist tag, or does it lock out? All right, let's start making a list. Let's do, hold on, let's put a couple other ones on here. Crossover counter, crossover into 2+ characters. Does it prevent the counter crossover? Yeah. If you cross over and you knock 2 characters away, does it prevent them from doing the counter crossover? What's the other one? Assist into neutral assist times 2. If first assist lands, can you tag second assist in for free? There you go. That's a big one. Yeah, there's no forced tag in this at all. Like, crossovers don't... Damn, that would be badass if crossovers forced a tag. Shit, that would be really cool. I'm trying to figure out if you can swap your character after a perfect reflect. That I don't think so. Just in general, crossovers and crossover reflects? Not exactly. I don't think so. I think we tried doing that. Like a snapback? Yeah, sort of, but this game does not have any snapbacks of any kind. There's no way for you to properly, like, snapubaku. There should be a way for you to force tag your opponent's characters. See, that goes against the game design of being able to play it as a 1v1 game, right? So because the game wants to be allowed to also be a 1v1 game, they can't incentivize that much team tag manipulation. So there is no snapbacking, at least from what we understood, from all the base mechanics in the game. What else did we have? I had several things at the beginning that we were talking about, bro. Crossover to 2 characters, assist super late tag, or does it lock out? We're going to come up with several things in here. If anybody remembers any of them, just jot it down. I've been brain theorizing for the past, like, hour. Can you DHC when using all assists? Yeah, thank you. Combo... Thank you. Combo used all assists / green bar. Can you still DHC? Good call.
Welcome back to the stage of history.
Yo, my stomach hurt. Not yet. Thank you. I still have to go through the stuff that I got, but I appreciate it, dude. Thank you for showing up. Yeah. Any way to manipulate neutral assists into combos, or always any way to manipulate neutral assists into combos / strings? Yeah. Or are we always going to be doing these different kind of ones, you know? Yeah, we saw the stuff that we're talking about is not in the Gimmer video. We already checked out Gimmer's video. And we're talking about stuff that goes beyond that. That this isn't combo related. A lot of this stuff is sort of neutral defense related and how it works. Yeah. Let's put this in the crossover. Our post crossover tag pickups possible with everyone or just Spider-Man? There you go. That's a good one. Oh, yeah. Any way to use assists, because you could there's like, for example, in MVC2 there's a way that you could use assists and throws to get like a combo after, and you have to call the assist right before you throw. So maybe that's the case where it's like, oh, I'm going for throw right now, let me call the assist first, and I'm going to any way to use ass, I'm going to call the assist first and then do throw, and they're going to throw them into the assist. MVC2 style. Any way to use ass? This is pretty good. Assist super late assist tag. Or does it lock out? Crossover into 2+ characters. Does it prevent the counter crossover? Are post crossover tag pickups possible with everyone, or is it just Spider-Man? Neutral assist ×2. If the first assist lands, can you tag into the second assist for free? Combo used all your assists in green bar, but can you still DHC? Any way to manipulate neutral assists into combos or strings, or is it always generalized assists? And there's any way to use the assist to the throw, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 style. Yeah. Assist into a tech throw. Yeah, that's some fascinating shit. DHC into choosing any character? No, we know that's not the case. We actually tried that. They go in order, no matter what. And you can't DHC into a level... Could you DHC into a level 3? I think you could. You could do like a level 1 into a... Could you? This is the kind of shit that I need to go back and check. Could you? It's like a level 1 to a level 1 to a level 1, but I don't know you couldn't, because the game chooses for you. Yeah. No. From what I remember, you cannot DHC into whatever you want. The game like does a general DHC because characters only get 2 supers in this game, right? So there isn't like, oh, I'm making a choice of what super I want to DHC into. That doesn't exist because it's either a level 3 or a level 1, and there's like 6 level 1s or anything like that, like in other games. So I'm pretty sure if you DHC super to super to super, it's always going to be the level 1 supers, and you get to do it up to 3 times because 150 meter, they cost 50 per, right? Right? Yeah. Let's keep looking. That'll be a TOKON Revelator type of thing. Final round! I love this announcer, dude. I really dig the sound of Star-Lord's gun. So, hold up. Dude. That Star-Lord assist? Did you see that? Star-Lord went... This is his anti-air assist. That bitch went flying up. And this would have been on cap to get the pickup here. That's really good. That's really good. It is the KOF 15 announcer. It is, yeah. And this is the armored overhead launcher, chat? This is medium and heavy and neutral, right? Yes. This is the armored overhead launcher. And if you can actually keep mashing it. It uses one resource at the start. It uses one of your tag resources right here. Bink to start it, right? Bink. And then if you keep mashing it, it uses another one, and then it uses the final one, and the last pip brings the characters together and you get a full combo. Look at it. It counts as one stack, dude. Shout outs to Gimmer. One stack. So the team beatdown, the armored team beatdown, gives you a full combo. Like, you have 9 stacks to work with here. And dude, so wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. If every hit counts as a stack, why am I ever doing a light attack? Why am I ever doing a medium? Like, I'm just doing heavy special tag, like tag assist, heavy special, heavy tag assist. Like, you know, if every single attack you do costs the same pips in the combo gauge, then why would I only do the biggest ones? Yeah, for speed reasons, maybe. But there's so much stun. Like, you just get so much time to work with here. I would just do heavy into the most damaging special I got. Bring in the assist. It brings it down. Heavy, most damaging special I got. Bring in the assist. Do it again. Well, the scaling is completely based on this, you know? Like, it's not like each hit is adding 1 pip. Whether it's a light, medium, or heavy attack, it seems. So why would I fill that with anything but heavies? You know what I mean? Why would I fill it with anything but huge heavy attacks? And end the combo with the smash attack, which is what Iron Man does here. This smash attack is like one of the biggest damaging things you can do. So just do heavy, big smash into super. Again, I thought doing light attacks worked like the way it does in KI. And in KI and their combo gauge, dude, if you do a bunch of light attacks and light specials, it fills it up way more. So that you get a really short combo if you start with like 2 jabs. The combo's really short. You have to like cash it out quickly. You know what I mean? So I'm very curious how that works. If each hit is pip based, what are the specials? Like, are all the specials pip based too? I'm gonna pay attention to that. Damn, that's a cross-up. Let's pay attention to specials. Let's see how many pips a special adds to the combo gauge. Heavy is also pretty easy to whiff punish. Right, but you are not doing it in whiff, right? This is like if we've landed a combo, right? If the hit lands. Each special is 1 as well. So yeah, like if you're in mid combo, why would you ever do anything but heavy biggest special assist, heavy biggest special assist, heavy biggest special assist, heavy biggest special and a launcher, heavy biggest special super. Like, gonna have to try it. Gonna have to try it. Yeah. Any combo gauge has 10 pips. Each hit 1 pip. Special 1 pip. So H special tag assist H special, right? That's a good one. We're gonna have to try that. H special assist, H whatever does the most damage, H special assist till the cows come home. EX whatever. You're confused? It'll make more sense when the game comes out because we'll have visual indicators of why this is. Combo gauge changes depending on the starter. It doesn't though. That's what's crazy. Everything that we've seen so far is that the combo gauge is pip based, right? Each pip counts as a hit. So any hit that you start with, Josh, what's up, dude? Any hit that you start with, a light, medium, or heavy, counts as a pip. It doesn't like, it probably scales the damage, you know what I mean? But for the rest of the combo, why is there any reason not to use the heavies, you know? Is there any reason not to like just immediately go to the best way to go? Is there mid-combo ways to unlock a new assist in character? they happen from stage like transitions and wall breaks. So early on, yes, technically you would want to like hit them into a wall break.
Winner!
Yeah, and is there the reason to do different combos? Is there, what's the incentivization, you know? Like why? Throws as well, that's true.
国の王様がどうしてひどいことばかりするの？
I believe the incentive is to break up the team if possible based on what we know. But that doesn't break up the team, right? This route, when you just call an assist and it brings the combo gauge back down, you're not tagging. It's just an assist. And if you just use assists to extend your combos, it takes away your green pip, but it does not necessarily mean you need to mess with the order of your team. You don't have to.
Brace yourself! Round one! Fight!
Damn, Doom looks so friggin' cool. No, I'm in the beta, bro. I got my invite. I'll be seeing you on Friday morning at 9 a.m. I'll probably start streaming a little after 8. I'm gonna take my little girl to school, and then I'm gonna be streaming probably as much as I humanly can. As much as I humanly can. I'm so sick of seeing this Doom combo, dude. I think it's cool, but I'm sick of seeing it. I want to see different shit. I want Doom to combo into his, like, Aegis Reflector in midair. This is just MH, double jump, MH, down smash. Into assist, MA, like, down H, you know, all that kind of stuff. I think it's 9 p.m. Is it? Ah! Why is it at 9 p.m. on the 5th? 9 p.m.? It's not in the morning? Wait a minute, dude. It's at 9 at night and it ends at 8 in the morning a day later. So you see, hey, this is beginning on September 5th and it ends on the 7th. You're like, oh, damn. So we're getting 3 days of the beta. That's sick. No, dude, we're getting like a little over 1 day. Is it like 36 hours? Is it? Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold the fuck on. I'm looking. Thursday, 9 p.m., the 5th. 3 hours left in this day. And it ends at 8 a.m. on the 7th. So you think it's 3 days, but it's not. It would be 3 days if it ended at night on the 7th and in the morning on the 5th, but it doesn't. It literally goes up. You have 3 hours in this day, 24 hours in this day, and 8 hours in this day. It really is just over 1 day. What the hell? I literally thought it was early on Friday so that you can get the majority of that day, but no, it's at the end of the day. That is weird timing. It's a little over, it's like 35 hours. It's a little over 1 day. What the fuck? Well, I might just stream the whole goddamn thing. I was just like, you know, I was like, man, I'm ready for the 3-day grind, dude. I'm ready to like, I'll do a 48-hour stream or some shit. I'll take like, maybe I'll sleep for a few hours. Wow. You're confused. What are you confused by? It goes live 9 p.m. Friday and goes down in the a.m. on Sunday, 8 a.m. Sunday. So, wow. The end of the day on Friday and the beginning of the day on Sunday. It only has one real full day, which is Saturday. It's like not even a day and a half, dude. It's a day and a quarter. That's a weird choice. Just don't sleep. I mean, I guess, dude. I'm gonna have to take a nap or some shit That is weird. I legit thought it was in the morning on Friday. I read that shit wrong, dude. That is a very short beta. What the hell? That is an how much information can you even get from that? That is, dude, I better be up the whole time. Bro, it better be up the whole time because I've been in these ArcSys betas before, dude, and you know, that shit isn't working the whole time. You know, that'll probably be much more controlled because of the PlayStation nature of it. That'll probably be much more controlled. Hopefully it actually works. A reliable ArcSys beta? I don't think that has ever happened. I don't think that has literally ever happened. Yeah, it's got some Sony priority though, so maybe because of the very limited access to the beta, they could extend it for a few hours. Yeah, we always hope that's the case, but you know, that doesn't happen all the time. Doesn't happen all the time. Sheesh, man. I'm bummed. Damn it. I'm bummed that is such a short beta, dude. Holy shit. Whoever told me that it's at 9 p.m., I'm pissed at you. I would have been streaming legit at 8 o'clock in the morning. I would have been here like, let's go, guys. And I would have had 12 hours to go until it goes live. I would have been here just twiddling my bitch ass thumbs for 12 hours. I become the god of Yap for 12 hours before this shit goes live. The Lord of Yap. Yeah, what if it takes forever to get a game? I mean, exactly. It's a beta, dude. The whole point is that it's most likely not going to work. That was wild. Dude, what is the frame data on this shit? Did we count this? I feel like we counted this, chat. How do I frame by frame in this piece of shit? Is it control? How do I frame by frame? How do I frame by frame in Media Player Classic, chat? Let's skip back. Does anybody know what it is? How's defense in the game? I mean, we're still trying to figure that out. We're still trying to figure out defense stuff. Left and right arrows do like 5-second chunks. I always forget what the hell frame by frame. Media Player Classic. Frame by frame. Control left arrow. There we go. All right. So Doom pretty much does this big ass overhead on this frame, right? So this is frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the universal overhead, right? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, sexy, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. On frame 27, it hits overhead. So it's very reactable, especially offline. Not if you're already doing something. If you're already doing something, then you have to eat that shit. But it's a snake edge, you know? It is a snake edge. It depends on how much input delay there would be. But it's a snake edge.
KO. Assemble. Assemble. Round 3. Fight.
I think Drive Impact's a little bit more. Isn't Drive Impact's like 28, 29 frames? I can't remember. Cool. That could have been extended so much more, right? But I understand why you wouldn't want to use EXs. That makes sense.
Assemble. Round 3.
DI is 26, really. I need subtitles, bro. I need subtitles. Yeah, Doctor Strange would look very cool in this game. So here's what's sick about this. Here's a weird order of operations thing. Check it out. Based on what we know, Doom does some crazy bullshit, calls in Storm, right? Doom does the beam, which picks up the bitch-ass Iron Man. At this point, I would be mashing on the Storm assist to tag in Storm right here. But the weird part is that the change thing isn't showing up, so I don't get it. I don't get it. She's green. I don't know why the change thing isn't popping up above her head. That's weird. Yeah, she should be the one picking up for the combo after. But it doesn't? Yeah, maybe there's like a tips thing. Maybe it's off. Green means you, yeah, that's what I mean. Green means you can change. So why does not it say change? You know, because it usually says change. It might be an options thing. You know, maybe they turned it off to make it more visually clear. Meter required? Maybe. Wait. No, he had resources. And Storm already used the resource, so the tag would not cost anything. Storm coming in and getting the pickup, like a little pop-up. She does the general assist. Yeah, so it's already been used. This game is going to be an adventure to figure out. Because again, like, we don't know if it's going to go in the most positive direction, but it's doing things like backwards of how a normal tag fighter would work, right? Because it feels like the game mostly was a 1v1 throughout a lot of its development, and as the devs said, they wanted to make it crazier, right? There was an expectation that Marvel characters need to be crazier, so it felt like the 4v4 aspect of the game was added in a post-game development like design situation. So now there's a lot of things where we are like straight wondering. Cloud, I see you in the chat. Here's our list. Here's our list of bullshit. If there's anything you want to add to this, assist into super on the main character into a late assist tag. Does that lock out your ability to assist in a late assist tag? You know, the super does like a super flash that pauses the screen. So can the first assist hit super late assist tag? Does that work? Crossover into 2+ characters. If you hit 2 characters in the crossover, does it prevent them from countering your crossover? Interesting, because the crossover usually requires on like the reflect, when they reflect their crossover, another character comes in and does it. So if you punch that bitch ass character, if they're using their assist for blocking, does it lock out their ability to counter your crossover? I don't know, dude. Any post crossover tag pickups, are they possible with everybody or just Spider-Man? Neutral assist ×2. If the first assist lands, can you tag into the second assist for free? Does that cost resources? Combo used all your assists and green bar. So can you still DHC? Any way to manipulate neutral assists somehow into combos or combo strings, or are they all going to be generalized? Is there any way to use assist into throw, MVC2 style, where you call the assist first and then you throw them into the assist, you know? Combo has 10 pips. Each hit is 1 pip. Each special is 1 pip. So heavy special assist, heavy special assist, heavy special assist, heavy special. Is there any reason not to do that? Is there any reason not to do the fattest damage you possibly can? How many pips does an assist tag or a generalized assist take away again? Is it like 2? It's 2. Yeah, it's 2. Looks like he tried to get the wall splat and it didn't work. Oh, he did, but he fucked it up. The jab screwed it up. I don't think I've tried to add stuff to the list because I didn't. You didn't get in? Fucking Jesus. Hopefully there's waves, Cloud. And there's no way for me to give you a code or anything. You know why? Because there's no codes. It's all done on the PlayStation Network. It's all done via their beta program. So there's no sharing codes or anything or being like, hey, let me just get you in. Like, I have a code. I'm not going to play. That doesn't exist. You would need somebody's whole goddamn account. Yeah, the jab is what interrupts it and sends them into Oki state. I wonder if that shield's an overhead. Probably not. Damn, that down M. Holy crap. Damn, bro. Brother. Look at that down M, dude. Damn, dude. Shit. That's some, that's a Trunks down M is what it is. Let's see what it looks like before the hit's done. Bro, look at that shit. Down M of a god.
KO. Excellent. Round 4. Fight.
Oh, and for anybody that didn't get the beta invite, bro, the beta's weird as shit. It's from Friday at 9 p.m. to Sunday at 8 a.m. It seemed like it was a 3-day beta. Dude, it's a 1 1/4 day beta. It's literally like 35 hours. Like, it's not even a 1 1/2 day beta. It's like it's 1 1/3 day. It's like, what? 9 p.m. on Friday to 8 a.m. on Sunday. I mean, I'm not complaining, but what the hell? We're 1 hour short of 1 1/2. That would be 12 hours. That'd be if it was like, no, 36 hours. You're right. It's close. Yeah, it's 1 1/2 days. You're right. My brain is also up late. You got pretty much 2 nights. That's cool. I like that combo a lot because it looks like, damn, it looks like the EXDP puts up a whole bunch. NA math. Hey, bitch. We measure all of our ingredients in tablespoons and teaspoons. Don't you dare talk to me about math, all right? The problem is the system, okay? You're going to be like, hey, throw 3 grams of that shit in there. I'm like, fucking what? How many tablespoons is that? That's interesting. Miss Marvel neutral assist just came in and did some shit. Bro, why is she... Okay, yeah, so he called neutral assist first and then did the attack after. Interesting. It's almost like you really lead everything with your neutral assist. Like you start most of your offense, you would want to start most of your offense with your neutral assist. And they just like cover for you. Huh. Interesting. And yeah, do you have any way to combo into Iron Man at the end of that? Yeah. You get an Iron Man right there. Nah. Yes, you take a damage when your assist gets hit and you can't. Happy birthday. And we've confirmed one of the only ways you're probably going to get a 4-character combo, which I'm calling a turn of the century, is off of like an alpha counter. If somebody's throwing all their assists at you, when you're blocking and you alpha counter and somehow pick up a combo and you're like hitting 4 characters and juggling 4 goddamn characters. I'm calling that a turn of the century.
KO. Excellent. Final round. Fight.
Yeah, it's weird that you get cap, right? Why do you get cap? Usually, this should use all of the meters. So you're comboing into the like the big armored super dash overhead thing. This changes in the air, right? This is the armored overhead, but it's done in the air, so it acts a little bit different. Interesting. If you combo into it, it only costs 1. It costs 2 pips. It costs 2 pips to relaunch. Weird. So this chat, if you use this in neutral, like on the ground, it's going to take all of your resources to eventually launch them into the air. Like literally everything. But if you combo into it, it contextually changes. It takes 2 pips now to set up for this situation. It goes back to your main character. Cap never got used, so he's still available. You're still able to extend this combo. And then you would just do jumping heavy or whatever, acid rain, bring him all the way down, Cap would hit him, and then you would get another hit with Star-Lord into super, you know? Seems logical. Yeah, just like that until, you know, you have to pick it up correctly. You only need to press the assist button 2 times instead of 3 times. Right, what I'm saying is that you don't need to press it a full 3rd time to get the big launcher thing to happen. Wow, what the hell? Was that armored? Oh no, he pincered him. Star-Lord tech rolled. Wow. This almost like option selected here. That's kind of sick. Check this out. Star-Lord gets hit by this shit. Tech's forward. Doom does a... Wow, bro. Doom dashes through, does a side switch, calls the neutral Miss Marvel assist, right? Which for some reason... I don't understand what's happening here. Chat, check this shit out. Whoa. Chill. Miss Marvel seemingly gets hit by this shit. I don't understand what's happening. She gets hit. Dude, she does like a flippy dip. What am I fucking, what? Because Star-Lord kicks her in the leg. She goes, duh. What? And if, okay, so it must be like a counter state. She dodged it. Right. There's no dodge in the game. Okay? There is no dodge mechanic. So she has to be doing like a move that is a counter, right? Like a Smash Brothers counter. And she does the goofy animation. Dude, that is so good. Like the Spider-Man. Yeah, there is no spot dodge. There's no spot dodge like Grand Blue Fantasy, right? Like GBVSR. And she goes into the special, which was all from the neutral assist, while Doom is just doing shit. Wow. Wow. It doesn't cost anything because she is using the neutral assist. And I guess the neutral assist is just like a punch me bitch sort of situation. But still, that's crazy good, dude. Support, yeah, Cap also has a counter state assist. I can't remember which one it's on, but he does have one. Fascinating. And you know what's crazy? She's available again. Dude, look, she's available again. Huh. Actually available again. There is going to be so much shit to try. Oh, is that the wrong side? Oh, I'm dumb. That's the wrong side. Sorry. Most teams are going to be looking very similar. That's weird that that didn't pick up. Yeah, I guess maybe you would have to tag into Iron Man to make that possible, right? Is that why that's not working? You would do Iron Man, hit on the assist, tag immediately. Yeah, maybe. This game may finally get you to like Captain America because he's been boring. Dude, no. Cap and MVCI is fucking crazy, dude. Cap and MVCI is so insane. They pretty much were like, hey, you know, Cap has been kind of a boring character in the MVC games to a certain degree. No, and Cap and MVCI is fucking nuts. Cap in Marvel 3 is okay. He's pretty good. But in MVCI, he's like degenerate. The last shot ground bounces. Oh, so he did not... He called the assist too early. Maybe. Yeah, maybe you're right. Now, Cap literally in all the other MVC games is for the most part ground combo, launcher, light, double jump into full combo knockdown. Like, that's mostly what he does, dude. He's not... like, he's really not anything special. And the only thing that's special about him in MVC2 is that he does have an actual good anti-air assist that does do good damage. He's one of the better ratio characters because of his anti-air assist. That situation's nuts, bro. That's so good. That you can cover because you're calling the assist to cover for like their Oki, their roll into wake up, and you flip with Doom. What if you flip fucking back? Like, Jesus Christ, man. And one character is sitting here like, hey, hit me, why don't you? That's really sick. That's really cool. His DP special? This is his DP special right here. Zap is such a big ass stun state that you can dash forward after. Got hit by the backdash, right? Yeah, the backdash you don't get anything after. You just get like a tag. Do I think Winter Soldier makes the launch roster? Not likely. Not likely. Why tag there? Because you're bored. I don't believe Miss Marvel had an air dash. All of her mobility comes from her unique attack, her gimmick attack, which is the Spencer arm. Oh, these are all the combos. Yeah, hold up. See what else I can pull out of here. Moon Knight, I think, would be pretty crazy in this. I think like a Batman-like character, I think that'd be pretty good. Are they going to send you an email to download the beta or just send it to people who are on the PS5 beta program? It is just the beta program. There is no beta codes. So there's a high likelihood that if you haven't gotten the invite already, it might not be coming to you because we don't know if there's going to be multiple waves. Again, the beta is only live for like 35 hours, dude. It's only live for like just under a day and a half. So this is not really supposed to be a thing where they want that many people playing it. If they did, it would last a while. It would last for like 3 full days. They're probably looking for some very initial early impressions, and that's about it. Tokon Beta Subathon? We fucking might, dude. I'm gonna have to stay alive for as long as I possibly can. Alive. Yes. Alive. Wait. Hold on a second. So yeah, Chad, I was on the left on this in this match footage, and I was playing against one of the lead Marvel producer guys, and I asked, like, of all the people here, who's played the most, and he's like probably me. So I'm like, let's go. Like, I want to see what you do. So the stuff on the right is from the Marvel producer dude that had put the most time into the game. This is from me versus the devs. Yeah, bro, I'm cranking the goddamn music. Oh, actually, I'm an idiot. I don't play Kamala. Kamala, sorry. I am on the right. So I'm pretty sure I'm Blue Iron Man, because I remember trying this mix. This weird ass mix. What if you had like a low hitting assist here, dude? Look at this shit. Like, what if you called like a low hitting assist, if it existed, into this dumb shit? Another question, bro. Another question. Could you do flight into attack into neutral assist? Could I call neutral assists in flight? I have many questions now. Is this like the way it works in MVC games, when in flight mode you can fly around and still call assists on the ground? Because, bro, I will be doing that shit. Right? Imagine just entering flight mode and calling assists like crazy. Write that down. Yeah. Good call. Iron Man / Star-Lord. I know they both have it. Star-Lord flight. Can you call assists, neutral assists, while in flight? Not bad. Yeah, I did the button into the assist. I'm saying, what if you call the assist first and then do the button? So again, things are backwards in this game. Like, normally you do the attack and then the assist after, right? To help you pick up and get the right combo. But things are weird. You have to start to like reacclimate how your brain works in a game. Most of the time you want to do assists first to lead your attack, and then do buttons to open them up and follow up. Doom can fly as well, yeah. It felt easier on Iron Man. I think Storm can too. You can definitely do that stuff. It's already been seen. I would assume that you can. Oh my god. That's me because I'm bad. Oh, and my buttons were wrong. That's great. Yeah, throwing shield is Cap's gimmick. That is his gimmick. We're making hot dogs that look like burgers and burgers that look like hot dogs. Again, there is likely a very good reason why myself and most people that have experience with tag games were like, this game feels a lot like a 1v1 game, dude. Because a lot of the tag stuff just works completely opposite the way that we have been acclimated to for 30 years. And that'll take some getting used to, but the more we look at the game, we more start to realize that stuff is there. It's just that the order of operations has now changed. Yeah, that's different from the character tech stuff, like flying out of special moves, Iron Man type shit, you know? Yeah, no, I agree, Duver. The potential of that kind of discovery has me crazy excited. Is it more MK1 style? No. So what seems to be the minimum amount of required buttons? 5, I think, Strider Zero. I think just 5. I'd have to go back and check, but it's I think it's light, medium, heavy, assemble, tag. Wait, no, I'm a dumb bitch. Light, medium, heavy, assemble, unique. I think that's it. Yeah, and again, assist is the assemble button now. Like I'll just say assist. No, there's no auto combo button. Auto combos are just done by mashing buttons, like literally. You can just mash lights, mash mediums, mash heavies, all that kind of shit. What does Max want to see in the game? X-Men! I'm a general bitch, dude. X-Men! I love X-Men. I was fashioned in the 90s. The 90s made me. X-Men. I want Rogue and Gambit, dude. Okay, I can't help it. I've been X-Men deprived in my fighting games for a long fucking time. Okay? Listen. MVCI didn't count for shit. There was no goddamn X-Men in that shit. That was a Marvel fighting game. Brother, it's been literally since 2011. It's been since 2011 that there has been X-Men in a fighting game. Contest of Champions counts for some, okay? Contest of Champions technically counts, but not for me. I think if there's a unique character that has not been playable in a fighting game yet, fully playable, that I would love to see in this, it's Jubilee. I think Jubilee would be awesome in this goddamn game. Holy shit, dude. Yo, Shadow, thanks for the 25, man. Soak Song's on the 4th. You have like 3 days to enjoy it between Lost and the Tokon sauce. How in God's name are you going to balance 2 games you're interested in? Lost Solicide, I guess, for people who want to play through, I guess. Lost Solicide seems okay, but I just have other stuff I want to do right now. You know? And we'll figure out Silk Song, but the Tokon beta takes hella priority. I'm sorry. It just does. Yeah, also, that's a good question. You want like Blackheart and shit like that? Nightcrawler would also be great. I think if there's 2 X-Men or 2 Marvel characters I think would fit really good, Nightcrawler and Jubilee would be awesome because they're unique and they haven't been in anything before. But Blackheart, Hulk, Juggernaut, big boys, right? A Sentinel, large characters. We have not, every character in this game is the same size, right? Every character sort of has like, this is like a 2x KO aspect until Blitz Tank, whatever his name is about to be shown, where every character generally is the same size. So they're all bipedal, normal human characters. There's no Rocket Raccoon. There's nothing like that. So that's what I want to see from like the future. Are we going to get really weird characters, or is it all just going to be sort of like cool looking humans, you know? Blitzcrank. Yeah, is Professor X going to be beating people up with his chair? Are you going to get a Shark Jeff, you know, that kind of shit? Even Hulk. Hulk's a big boy. Is Hulk going to be large? Are we going to get big, large style characters? Again, that might be something that they don't do, because what game has the identity of having really crazy character variety in it? What tag fighting game and its identity is based around the fact that you're going to get this weird looking little bitch versus this massive huge bitch? Like, which game has done that before, chat? As in a large part of its identity. That's a Marvel versus Capcom thing. So maybe they don't need to be beholden to that. You know, that's a very much Capcom design thing in their versus games, where they have like a huge variety of character sizes all over the place, and there's no uniformity. They're just huge and small and normal and huge and small, you know? So because we can't ask for this game to be a Marvel versus Capcom like, so maybe, or it may or may not have that. It might have just have a whole bunch of regular bipedal bitches. Hulkbuster's massive though, right? But Hulkbuster is like a super. And I don't know if it's like an install super for a moment. I think you choose which one you want to do, but I don't think Hulkbuster you like walk around in and fight with it, right? At least I haven't seen that. I think you change what the Hulkbuster does, but I think it is I thought it was mostly cinematic. Do you get it for like a few seconds? Curious. I need to see that. So this was me trying a, I'm on Blue Iron Man here, right? This was me trying like an 8-way air dash, chat. So I jump straight up and I do an air dash down, an 8-way air dash down. Look how fast that is. Holy shit. There was almost, it felt like there was almost no way for me to do a jumping attack during that dash. Like the dash brings you to the ground instead of you dashing and attacking in the air. You know what I mean? So the dash, maybe if I jumped way up there, I might be able to do an attack on the way down. This is why like 8-way air dash characters might not be the same sort of threat as they are in like other games, other versus games. It acted more like a fast fall, exactly. And it looks like a fast fall too when you look at the footage. Look how quick this is. Zoop. And I'm like, oh, I was trying to do jump up, down, light, you know? Like a quick jumping light attack from an air dash, and it just it fast falled me and ended up doing a crouching light. I was like, whoa, what the hell? So there's a disassemble. I wonder how often disassembles are gonna happen. Because they are cool, it just means that, like, you just get infinite pressure. But it goes away pretty quick. Can we expect another 8 characters revealed? I don't know. I don't know how many characters are going to be in this game, man, but I don't think it's going to be over 20. I have a funny feeling that it might be under 20, somewhere between 15 to 20. 12 on release for a 4v4 game, that would be really crazy. You don't think 24 anymore? That was in like the first month, and it's been several months now. I'm almost cemented in that thought that it might be somewhere between like 16 to 20, maybe like 16 or 18, right? I think it'll be something divisible by 4, straight up. It'll be divisible by 4. So it's like 16 or 20 makes a lot of sense. It ain't going to be 12. But by the time Tokyo Game Show happens, if TGS happens and there's no more character reveals that have happened since then yeah, I'm pretty confident in that it's already been like 4-ish months and there would have been no new character reveals of any kind, you know? And the game is like playable at events and it has a beta and there's still not that many other characters. I'm starting to think that somewhere around a divisible by 4, 12, 16, 20, 24. 24 is crazy generous. I think even 20 is pretty generous, you know? It's a little strange they haven't released any more characters. Will there be a boss or secret unlockable character? Dude, we don't know anything. This could be a free-to-play game. Like, we don't know. It might not even have story content. It could be exclusively a multiplayer game. We don't, like, really know. So, we're still waiting to find out, like, what's in it. What even kind of game is it, you know? I still predict it'll come out in the first quarter. I think it'll come out in the first 4 months of 2026. I think it might come out before GTA. Just based on the fact that the game is getting a beta in a near identical period of time that Dragon Ball FighterZ was also revealed and then had a beta, you know? with a similarly, like a relatively similar, very small amount of characters at the start. Dragon Ball was revealed in summer of 2017. In September, they had a beta. And then it came out like in January, dude. I don't think it's coming out in January, but I do think that, and they had several betas after that. I think they had 2 or 3. I do think that there will be not that much time. Not like a ton. But no game's coming out near GTA 6, so it's going to be either before GTA by like a little bit, somewhere between January to April. If not, it might come out in the fall. But that's a long time. That means if it comes out in the fall, chat, we'd already been looking at this shit for a year. Like, if it comes out in the fall, we've been watching trailers for this game for like 15 months or some shit, or like huge swaths of no information, like that kind of stuff for a very long time, dude. That almost ends up being like, I think Street Fighter 6 was kind of that way as well, where it went like 15 months after its initial tease to finally getting the game to come out. But even if its initial tease, like the first playable of the game, it came out like 1 year after. This drive had multiple betas. Yeah, it had 2. It had one for the delay-based netcode beta, and it had one for the rollback beta. Yeah. I wonder if you can do jump in heavy, flight into jump in button. Yeah, that's a good one. Can you do jump? Can you activate flight off of the hit stun or block stun of an attack? That would be pretty cool. That could lead to some dangerous mix. Nico, did you get into the beta? Sentinel style? And like, that's like most MVC games with flight are like that, you know?
Winner, player 1. Brace yourself. Round 1.
You're gonna see a brand new series of Assist Me for TOKON. I definitely have some ideas. I definitely have an idea in my head that I really want to make a reality. A whole series? I don't know, but I definitely have something in my brain that I would like to see completed and executed and put into reality. With a story and narrative and all that kind of stuff that makes me very intrigued. So, yeah, you know, asking for a full series is a big investment, but you know, I definitely have been cooking ever since this was announced of what we could do, like story-wise with our characters, and and sort of like an introductory video. You know how we did that thing for the Assist Me episode for Injustice 2, chat, where it was like a compendium of like what the game is, how to play the game, all that kind of stuff, what you do with the game, and everything like it. That would work out for TOKON very well, you know? That would work out. This game really needs it because it's so mechanically dense. There's a lot of mechanical density to this game. So having a guide and tutorial that sort of eases the player into the game of how to play the game in its variety of ways between 1v1 or whatnot, I think would be really good. But the story and characters surrounding it is also really important, and how that's taught. And I got ideas. I definitely do. And I'm definitely inspired because I think the entire narrative of TOKON's existence is very funny and leads to a very captivating Assist Me episode, which is obviously crafted and created in the blood and DNA of Marvel vs. Capcom. That episode nearly writes itself, you know? So anyway, just trust. Again, I've always said this about Assist Me, chat. I don't want to be forced to have to do a series. to have to do a whole bunch of episodes just because that's the expectation. I want to do something because we have an idea and it's good. Like the idea behind the Injustice 2 episode I loved, which was a good Batman versus a shitty Batman. And yes, I think we have something very similar that we can do for TOKON. Let's use your imagination. Go watch the Injustice 2 episode. You'll understand. What was that? I wanted to see it again. Oh, that's light auto combo. That's how that happens, from light auto combo. Yeah, so there's a crossover situation, right? Here we go. Here's a moment. We were talking about, hey, is Spider-Man the only character? It's right up here. Crossover, or post-crossover tag pickups possible with everyone, or is it just a Spider-Man thing? So check this out. I alpha counter into Doom because Doom is my second character. Bro, why did it alpha counter into Doom? The order goes this way, right? Like it goes top, inside, bottom, outside. Top, inside, bottom, outside. So I did, and this is only 2 buttons. So why didn't it, or is it always right to left? Because it tags in Doom. Maybe it always goes clockwise. I guess that would make sense. Cap is not available. He has not been assembled yet. So I'm assuming it just skips him and says him. Maybe this is always clockwise no matter what side you're on. Let's just assume that's what's going on. So Doom comes in. This is Doom's alpha counter. Bam. Right? I tried. Look, I attempted. I definitely could have done it earlier. So maybe, just maybe, there's an opportunity there where, but again, there's an issue. The alpha counter left the character across the whole fucking stage, dude. So maybe there's different alpha counters? That would just mean that Doom's alpha counter sucks, right? That would just mean that his alpha counter isn't good. Yeah, I could have done it earlier, but still, Erebus, it would have been tough, right? Like, this is not ideal. Like, Spider-Man's bullshit left him, like, right next to you. Like, it was, like, right here. And Doom's is like, hey, get the fuck out. I mean, even if I picked up, it still would have been pretty hard. So this is what I'm, like, a little concerned about, is that some alpha counters seem very much better than others. Yeah, I maybe could have with... No, I can't control Doom here. Like, I can't do far reflector yet because I'm piloting Iron Man. The only way to get this alpha counter pickup is to alpha counter, back to point character, and then tag in, right? So I can't do any actions on this bitch. I can't tag into this bitch right now. I can only tag into him late. So the idea is that this guy has to do has the agency. He has to do the action. But yeah, after Beam, I might be able to do, if Beam landed, Doom could do Aegis, maybe pick them up after from Aegis. That's kind of sick, okay? And I will say, if that is the case, that's kind of sick, where it feels like that's sort of setting up, why does Doom pop them all the way over there? Because his Aegis bullshit will knock you back in, maybe? I sort of love that. If it's not the case, that sort of sucks. That means Spider-Man's going to be on every fucking team. Every team. Miss Marvel is going to be on every team because Miss Marvel was almost guaranteed to always get a pickup in some way, you know? Yeah, and that's what I'm just hoping. Still, I like this situation, this action, like this alpha counter thing is the most interesting thing in the game to me. It is the most like multi-team crazy bullshit thing they got going on right now. Also, Could I have brought in another assist? If I had multiple characters, is there any reason why I can't bring in more characters to do shit? I think they just wouldn't hit. I think this just depends. But still, this whole situation I think is really cool. I'm hoping it leads to some genuinely interesting back and forth sort of engagements between players. If not the case, then Spider-Man's OP as fuck. Right? Spider-Man's OP as fuck because he has an easy like DP alpha counter that leads to big shit. Like you're just gonna wait for somebody to do their assist block string and go, fuck you, eat shit, you know? Yeah, some also might work better in the corner. That's also great if they're situational. There's another one. So here's another alpha counter. Check it out. I was doing these a lot because I was trying to figure out what I could do with them, and it wasn't coming to me naturally. So yeah. Check it out. Cap over here. Iron Man's unavailable. Right? He used Iron Man in some combo or assist. Yeah, he just used him. Iron Man not worky right now. So when I alpha counter, oh, I'm not alpha countering. Never mind. It's the backdash. Never mind. I'll shut up. It's the V shit. Yeah, because that dude, the crossover counter shit becomes super team important. Like, your team composition becomes insanely important. In a game that didn't feel like it might not have a ton of team composition based on what we played, now it's crazy important. Again, I tried, dude. Look at that. I'm trying. I'm out here fucking trying. Look at this. I'm trying to figure out what this shit works with. I backdashed or some shit. I don't know what the hell's going on. So you really got to be careful with that input. You could do it way earlier. Way earlier. Cool. Damn it. What in the... The assemble happens because of the wall, because of the throw. Okay. But why the hell did Star-Lord come flying in from above? Throw to wall splat. Assemble happens. You did use a meter. This is on... No, wait, dude. I'm getting hit by the player 1 team. I'm getting hit by player 1 team. What the fuck? It didn't cost him anything. What is happening here? Who's joining? Is it Iron Man joining? Okay, no. Star-Lord is joining the team with an attack. Interesting. I didn't realize that when the assemble happens, they literally strike at some points. They come in and hit them. It does a knockdown. You're not getting anything after it. But you effectively gain the team member. Yeah, it's like an assemble, I guess, against wall splats. Yeah, it looks like he fucked up the combo by jumping in. I was very confused. I haven't seen assembles be like attacks. They usually just go like, I'm here, and then they peace out, you know? Now it's acting like they're almost ambushing and then piecing out. But I'm guessing that is because a throw into a wall splat is a very specific situation that an assemble happens. which makes sense. Yeah, this is the moment I was talking about, chat, where right here. No, we know that stage transitions and wall splats give you a team member. We've never seen the team member come in and hit you during that, you know? So watch this. Okay, on block, I call in my assist, right? So now two characters are about to get hit by the crossover, by the alpha counter. And they do. So does that mean that I was unable to... Am I unable to do my crossover counter? There's my big question. We wrote this one down. It's right here. Crossover into 2+ characters. Does it prevent the crossover counter? Because usually it's like the next character in your team list comes in and goes, counter, you know? Fuck you. Does it lock that out? That would severely disincentivize big block strings, right? Severely. Like, you would really not want to do large block strings if you could get crossover countered out of that shit. You're getting hit? No. I was not getting hit here. Watch. They were blocking. I call my assist on block. They're not being hit. I call my assist. They alpha counter. Hit both of my characters. So would I be able to counter him back? Because that's what happens during alpha counters, right? You can do the anti-alpha counter. But because the anti-alpha counter is taking the next character of your team and they're coming in and providing that situation, but because their bitch ass is getting hit, am I locked out of all that? Meaning, you can't just throw out pressure with assists. Like, you can't. Like, that means that you can't just stack assist pressure like crazy. Because if they alpha counter at any point, bro, you're fucked. Like, you're getting happy boo-booed. This will lead to Merry Christmases, aka Happy New Year's, aka Turn of the Centuries and shit, you know? Or could it also utilize the other assists and more meter? You know, I have questions. I have questions. Bro. Weird. That tag is weird. Just weird. That's an odd looking super. That's one of the weaker looking level 3s in the game, in my opinion. Yeah, dude, it is. Look. Remember that thing we saw earlier on Miss Marvel? Dude, check it out. She does it right here. She does this funky looking, like weird looking spot dodge, but it is her her counter state. So she has a counter state special. I didn't realize. And if she gets hit during it, she, like, you know, does the big spin attack after. It was an animation. It's her down unique. Gotcha. So there you go. That makes sense. Damn, the windup of that throw. That's Captain Weed, yes. He fights for He fights for pure reefer. He's trying to find the best high. Captain Cannabis. Smoke him if you got him. Chat, did you just see what I just saw? I thought this happened. I could not confirm whether or not it happened. Some other people were saying, no, it doesn't happen. We just watched it happen. Cap knocks down and mashes light auto combo. I would like you to see what happens. Cap knocks down right here, and he mashes light auto combo. It whiffed. Don't get me wrong. It still whiffed. It does not cross up like it does in Dragon Ball. But it still will come out, right? The auto combos do not need to be on hit or block. The auto combos will still come out if there is an auto combo to animation to finish, you know? So that works the same way it does in Dragon Ball. The difference in Dragon Ball is that it's not changing sides or some shit. I wonder if it's the same on the mediums or the heavies. Got punished for it. Don't get me wrong, got punished for it. But there were several situations where we were like trying to like do something in like neutral, and somebody would just mash on auto combo from like mid screen, and the second hit would go really far, and you're like, oh fuck, I just got hit by it, you know? That kind of shit. Dragon Ball had a lot of hits. Yeah, it would commit to like a third hit and turn around and all that shit. I still don't love it, you know? I still kind of, it does fix the problem of no side switching. Moon, thank you for the 5 dudes. It does fix that, but I just think auto combos working on whiff in any way outside of like blocking, they have to make contact. You know, in my opinion, they should make contact. You should just be jabbing lights, you know? That's the way it should be working. You should just be jabbing lights, you know? Cool. Go back and look at that. That's cool. How different do you think TOKON at launch will be from playing during the beta? My anticipation is that some of the ease of tagging stuff will get easier to do, because it was inherently difficult to figure out. I think they want the game to be like kind of crazy, and I think they want more people to have access to this stuff. This game is either the easiest 4v4 fighting game you've ever played with like one character, or one of the most insane 7-layer dip deep games if you go into all these crazy ass timing and tag mechanics. Dude, nobody's ever doing this shit. The people that are just mashing auto combo and shit, people are never doing this shit. So it's got a weird, at least early on from an analysis point where we've played it, and it seems like there's a lot more there, but even the pro players weren't able to discover much of this shit at all until you started reviewing footage. It's either a game that's really easy to play or ridiculously hard. And it's funny that a game is designed that way. It's weird that I don't dislike it. I actually think it's kind of cool, but it will be challenging to teach people how to really learn these situations, you know? For new, and I'm thinking of new players, you know? I'm really thinking of new players. It's weird that the basic tag mechanics of the game are complicated, you know? That like a basic functionality. I want to use all my characters. I want to have fun, you know? I don't want to learn just one bitch. I want to use everybody in an extremely casual situation. I just want to play with everybody. And then realizing that's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to play the game that way, you know? Yeah, I'm not saying the high skill ceiling for pros is a bad thing. I'm saying that it's odd that just tagging is hard, you know, that it figuring out the timing and appropriate aspects of a basic action like tagging is hard, you know? I think, and again, to go lean back to the question, I think that'll change. I think by the time the game comes out, it feels like some of the tag mechanics aren't completely refined yet. It feels like a lot of the stuff is still being figured out, you know? Yeah, that's not an MVC thing. That's a game thing, bro. Like, it's very weird to consider the fact that the basic functionality of the game is hard. And to be like, well, tagging and using the basic mechanics in most games is easy, right? It's all the nuance and other shit that's hard. No, like the basic functionality of the game should not be hard. That's not an MVC thing, bro. That's just anything. Like, you would want people just to jump in and try shit and get cool stuff to happen, you know? But it's a thing that it feels like it's still being ironed out. That's what I assume is going to change. Already the tagging doesn't have to go be MVC like, but it's weird and difficult. And re-wrapping your brain around why it's weird and difficult, we've already seen it, dude. Like, the tag windows are short, like super short. Like, why is it so short? That's weird, you know? Anyway, I don't hate it because I like figuring that stuff out. It'll just be challenging for people that aren't super acclimated just in general, you know? Yo, Domingo, thank you. Red Mars. Appreciate it. Trying to find where my goddamn button is. It had the exact same layout of Dragon Ball FighterZ, where the light and medium special moves are like a light special and a heavy special. But if you do that, the actual H special move, it does the EX. It's the exact same as Dragon Ball FighterZ. That was fast. Red Mars, thank you. Out of order show. Emblematics, appreciate it, guys. I've been streaming for 3 fucking hours? Wow, dude. Wow. Can you play the beta on Xbox? I have bad news for you, man. How's the music so far? I like it a lot. So, here's what's crazy. Here's what would have actually been the right thing to do after this big block, because getting over there is going to be hard, right? Again, things are backwards, and this is just theoretical. I tried to do cap special move into assist tag, right? I was going to be like, hey, so we're going to pick up off this by doing shield throw, and it's going to work. But we're thinking not TOKON-like. The answer would probably have been bring in Iron Man or bring in some character with their projectile special and then throw the shield with Cap and then tag into the other character. You know? Like, you have to start thinking completely different. The assist call comes first. And then I probably would have gotten it. Because I could have run over with Cap or done some crazy shit. You have to like layer stack this shit on top of each other. It feels like that's unnecessarily complicated, and it kind of is pretty complicated, dude. It's crazy that this doesn't work, but if you do a 3-layer dip, it does work, you know? That's kind of cool. I don't mind it. It's going to lead to some pretty cool situations, but it's crazy that, like, that's some shit to wrap your head around, man. And I do dig that. I do really dig that. It's just, it seems like a lot for anybody that is just going to be trying to learn the game for the first time. It seems very, very layered, you know? There's some of that Doom flight cancel shit. Whoa! Wait, what? Chill. What just happened? Bro, I blocked the crossover? I blocked the crossover. I blocked it. He hit my assist. Because he crossed over the molecular shield or the Aegis reflector, right? Wow. But I still got blown back. Like it was hard to punish. Well, the alpha counter comes out in like fucking no frames, dude. It like screen stops. They come flying the hell out. I was ready to block because he did a very late, like I'm back to neutral here, right? So I'm just gonna block. But he did a very late crossover. It's not like baiting this stuff was pretty hard. I don't know if jabs could even be baited. It screen stops. Like if we take a look at the frames. Like this bitch screen stops. Like I am no actions. Happens now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that's pretty healthy. 9 frames until the screen stop. I can't do anything here. It looks like it's about 8 to 9 frames on the actual crossover activation itself. So the assist got hit, I blocked, right? And I was almost unable to punish him. But he's not in control of Cap, he's in control of Iron Man. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Ooh, here's another one with Cap. Cap has a DP. Check it out. Cap has a DP crossover counter. I think I'm using Weed Cap. So, bam. And then you Doom Beam right here. Yeah, I dashed. Okay, all right. Yeah, that might be good. Cap might have one, bro. He legit might have one. Check this shit out. Bam. I would just Doom Beam right here, or whatever. And then tag into Cap late right there. And he would hopefully be able to Weed Cap could 420 blaze it right after. That could work. Yeah, I can also Aegis after, you know? And they bounce after the Aegis. Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Nobody was thinking of this shit, dude. That's what's crazy. Nobody was doing this shit. Like, everybody looked at the footage afterwards and saw possibilities. But, like, that's what's nuts, is that some of the best goddamn fighting game players in the world were playing this shit. And nobody was coming up with this stuff after. We sort of needed, like, dev footage to get an idea of what the hell is going on and how you can utilize it. It's crazy, dude. I have, even with a limited period of time, I have never seen anything like that happen before with a fighting game. Like, it's kind of insane. I've never seen a fighting game, even with some of like the best players with a limited period of time, play this shit. Like, even Sonic Fox and stuff like that, they figure out games so fast. Like, it's insane. And everyone was just sort of like hitting buttons, you know? Everyone was sort of just still getting used to the way the game feels, you know? because again, the order of operations is so anti tag game.
Winner, player one. Brace yourself.
You want to hear the full Iron Man character song? You can hear the vocal version of it in the beta trailer. Hold on. TOKON beta trailer. Listen.
Wait, whoa.
Listen. These vocals are 100% to an Iron Man song.